Yo, today I'm playing as Russia. 1.12 added law negotiations, which help out a little bit with Russia, but they have one big problem. All the interest groups that could help you get to interventionism or agrarianism are marginalized. This means we can't really pass those laws. But I have a solution for this, and that is going to be to exile the leader of the armed forces and get a positivist. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting a positivist, I think, because you can get a liberal, Republican, or positivist. Since this is day one, you can just re-roll it. You can also just wait for another Orthodox country to exile and get a positivist or something that will start a modernization movement. It seems to happen pretty often early on. Wondering why it changed the ideology. When you exile a moderate, it runs a function called like adopt random anti-government ideology. I don't know why those are the three ideologies that are considered anti-government for Russia's government, but anyway, we're going to take our modernization character here, and that's going to spawn us a modernization movement, which I will bolster because this is going to be extremely useful for Russia. Now we can do our other things for the start. I'm going to declare some interests over here in the Americas because I think going early into the Americas is going to be very strong. I'm also going to declare some interest in China. Yeah, I'm going to go declare a lot of interest in the Americas. And then I guess I have one more. I can put it in like Zanj for colonization or whatever. I will go iron frame construction, build up like 20 construction sectors or so, something like that. And then start building up a lot of iron mines and maybe a few coal mines. Now for tech, I think, do I want to go early empiricism or early atmo engine? I think I go early atmo engine. I'm going to go like 10k tech progress, then we go into lathe. I'm also going to use a couple of social mobility decrees to help out with literacy, which is going to be pretty important for early game qualifications. Now I think we are ready to unpause and go through the first month or so of the game. And then we'll have our interests ready and we can declare our first war, which I believe we're going to be declaring against the United States of America. Because, yeah, the USA is a pretty good country to invade day one, I think. So I'm going to ally Mexico. I'm also going to get some stuff to like them in my bloc with this alliance. And then I'm going to declare war on the United States of America for humiliate, conquer New York, liberate New Africa, liberate New England. The reason I declared for humiliation, by the way, is so that Britain would not have an interest. Now I'll primary liberate New England, and they put investment rights against us, which is pretty good. We can just give that to them, and we get our treaty with Mexico through. Now I'm going to start signing treaties with all the other countries in South America that I want to try to get into my bloc. Or yeah, we can sign treaties with them. We just want to get as much as we can with all of these countries over here in Central, or not Central, Latin America, pretty much. Yeah, I made a bunch of agreements. Now I'm going to send over 324 stacks to the Dixie HQ in Mexico because if we send over more, we're going to have pretty big convoy issues, I think. I guess I can also make sure all my ports are on cargo port because we want as many convoys as possible. Like fishing trawlers, that'll help out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, now we're gonna wait for this war with America to escalate, and since we have an alliance with Mexico, we can't sway them in, but we can still use them as a point to invade the US from. We can use land invasions. So Bolivia's in this war. I'm trying to join Bolivia for like become protectorate, but I'm not sure how possible this is gonna be. I want to improve relations so we stop being in poor, and then I also want to get a defensive pact. I don't know if this is really possible. Oh, there's like two different wars going on actually. Actually, that helps a lot. Okay, so which war is like Bolivia gonna be more willing to have us accept? -116, -118. Okay, so we'll join Bolivia here for an obligation. This breaks our treaty with uh, Argentina. Breaks our guarantee independence? Or oh no, it's just the treaty will be broken, not that we get the penalty, I'm pretty sure, right? Anyway, I can absolve the obligation. That only puts us down to -111. I thought it would do better than that. I guess we can wait for attitude to flip. See now. Now minus 63. Okay, let's defensive pact now. And now we are minus 13. Okay, let's try to take on their debt, I guess. This is we're going to require giving them a little bit of money. Which is, a little bit weird, but we'll do it. And yes, we can indeed get Bolivia as a protectorate, which is pretty nice. That actually means I'm going to bring all my troops over there, down here, to help deal with Bolivia. Have one army go to like each of these fronts. USA is just gonna, waste some money mobilized, us not really fighting them yet. We'll fight them eventually, but we don't need to fight them immediately, right? We can just deal with this other war first. Okay, now we've got our modernization and, I guess, peasant movements, so we can start passing tenant farmer with pretty good odds. Maybe should have passed this a little bit earlier, but it's not going to make a huge difference, because our success chance would have been lower. So yeah, it's like not going to be super better. Okay, none of these proposals that the church are giving me are good, so we'll just say no. Oh, Bolivia conquered Ecuador from Ecuador? I did not see that was happening as a war goal. I think yeah, they have some stuff against Chile as well. They're conquering the vast majority of Chile, in fact. And they're conquering a little bit from Brazil and Argentina as well. This is going to be kind of a mega Bolivia. It's pretty nice. Armed forces petition us for colonial exploitation. I think I will pass that within the next 5 years, so that's perfectly fine. Yeah. It gives us some enactment time, in fact, which is pretty nice. Probably means we actually want to take off our social mobility decrees and just like kind of have an extremely high enactment time bonus. Maybe it's even worth. Yeah, let's take the church. No, this isn't more legitimate unless we take out the armed forces, which would kind of hurt our success chance a lot. I don't think it's worth it. It would give us a lot of minus enactment time, though. We passed tenant farmers. Now we can use our modernization movement to help us pass agrarianism or interventionism. I think I just want to go interventionism, to be honest. It has a much higher stall chance, though. But a lot of the stall chance is actually just fake news. I mean, the Gentry Assembly stall chance is real, though, so that would be like 45% stall chance versus 27, which is kind of significant. Could maybe make the anti-British lobby happier to get more approval. I don't know what we can really do for that, though. We'd have to, like, declare a war or something. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I think we'll just try to go interventionism anyway, though. Church don't want to negotiate. That's pretty unfortunate. I was kind of hoping we could get the church to negotiate. We get the armed forces negotiating, though. So that's good. Oh, the church might negotiate now if I just, like, lower taxes. Oh, wait, I'm already at low taxes. I forgot to increase taxes this whole game. Oh, that's actually a little bit of a mistake. It's not actually huge. You know what we can do, though? Let's try very low taxes and, like, a church plus landowner government. See, yeah, that lets me negotiate with the church. Okay, it's gonna cost some radicalization to the church later, but we're gonna promise them higher SOL, even though that's like impossible. Yeah, 13.8 SOL is so much, there's no way we're reaching that, but we have to promise it, or else, our odds of passing interventions would be lower, and we don't want that. Get pacification of the steppes. Let's quickly do this. We're just gonna grant Ortajus their own market and enforce military access. That will make us fail, which triggers the Kazakh revolt. So if you can make all your things puppets and below 25 Liberty Desire, you can just like do this easily. But otherwise, you can just kind of like give one of them over 80 Liberty Desire, and that will trigger a revolt, which beating makes you have basically the same effects as if you just did it like by winning. So this way it's just easier and quicker. Anti-British society demands an embargo against Britain. Okay, I'll embargo Britain. Yeah, that makes our Gentry Assembly a lot happier, so we get less stall chance. I'm getting pretty unlucky. I just had a stall at 13%. Now I'm at 2 setbacks. Wow. Surely we don't fail interventionism. That would be pretty insane if we did. But I guess it wouldn't actually be that bad. Anyway, I'm gonna start 3 land invasions, one on each tile adjacent here to Texas, and yeah, America probably isn't gonna be able to defend them all. So that's just gonna be pretty nice to get into 2 of these. I guess I can hire some more generals to make sure we push a little bit faster on all of these fronts. And yeah, that's gonna be super nice, just kind of getting into America. And then because of how like the armies are working right now, America just doesn't tend to move this army out of the New England HQ unless you take something that's adjacent to the New England HQ, which generally will happen after you take Washington D.C. So it's kind of easy that way, or easy because of that. Now, we could just put this on defense, I guess. That's kind of cheese. What do we want to do? I think I'll just put these guys on advance and maybe cancel this invasion after we get this battle done because we can't cancel it yet. Yeah, I think we cancel it and then we just go on this front and fight the American troops. We should just have a overwhelming quantity advantage, so even though their troops are better, we should be able to win. And we just want to push towards Washington, D.C. As long as we don't push further than D.C., most of the American army is not going to intervene for some reason. Anyways, we will take our claims on the steppes and annex these Central Asian puppets of ours. That has reminded me that we need to do some stuff with our bloc. Food standardization 1, and invite a bunch of people into the bloc. Montenegro we can probably get with a treaty. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's a much bigger bloc. Now I do need to go re-sign treaties with Argentina, and the like, because, you know, we kind of intervened in wars against them. Argentina, Chile. Although Chile is kind of a non-existent country at this point, I still think I want to get them in the bloc. Yeah. Oh, also I can reduce Bolivia to a puppet. That'll give us Peru as a direct subject, which is pretty nice. After all these tooling workshops, I think I want to build up some government administrations in Tula and Yaroslavl, so that we can like incorporate New York, incorporate Poland and stuff, and also get institutions like colonial exploitation. Okay, America is willing to do my peace deal. This is the peace deal that I want to do, because giving them investment rights on us should actually reduce our infamy by 17.5 divided by 2, so that's like, what, 8.8 or something? Yeah, you can see our infamy went down because we accepted giving them investment rights. And like, we don't really care about giving them investment rights that much, so we might as well do that. Yeah, we're incorporating New York a little bit earlier, but we'll get bureaucracy soon enough. Okay, there is interventionism. Very nice. Oh yeah, we got ammo engine. I can go for like railways. Very good. Ammo engine will help out a good amount. Go atmospheric engine pump on all of our mines. Guess I should start trying to build more mines, probably. Or maybe we don't need more mines. Maybe we just need some paper mills. We've got a ton of bureaucracy now, so we can go past colonial exploitation, I guess, and then schools. Yeah, that'll be good. And of course, I can use some of this bureaucracy to incorporate all of our territories, which is going to be very good. Instead of just having a little bit of our country incorporated. It's kind of random. It feels like Kolyma, Buryatia, Krasnoyarsk incorporated, but not all the other random stuff. Especially like not even Warsaw. I guess we did annex, like, I think historically Russia annexed Congress Poland like a little bit before the start of the game, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm gonna end my embargo against Britain because we already got our approval from that, and I just want the influence back so I can improve relations with Peru right now. I got my second mandate. I can go food standardization 2 real quick. And I can reduce Peru to a puppet. That is going to be pretty nice. Because we don't have too many subjects right now, we might as well use our ability to reduce people's autonomy pretty freely right now. We got the Hungry 40s. Not great, but it's not that bad probably. Or I guess a lot of our farms are actually rye and... what's the other one that's affected? Wheat? Yeah, those are a lot of our farms, I guess. But we should be fine. Fun fact, the organic statute, which just like makes Polish people less accepted, it gives activism to every political movement that's a secession, apparently. Past colonial exploitation? Guess I'll start colonizing over here. Should probably annex Kiva real quick so that we can, yeah, invade or sorry, start colonizing through them because, I want to colonize Turkmenia and Merv as well, and I can't really reach those yet. So just doing this will help out a little bit with that. I guess I can also, not per capita tax yet. Let's just go religious schools, I guess. Next, and then, yeah, I should invest in some construction because we are running a positive balance right now, which, that's not allowed. We can't be running a positive balance. I don't think I like this. Austria's annexing Hungary. It's a little bit interesting. I think I would prefer that this doesn't happen, but yeah, it is happening. Anyways, I do need to decide what my next mandate's going to be. Do I go colonial offices? Do I go companies? Do I go vassalization 2? It's a little bit tough to decide. I think I'm going to go food 3. We're going to eventually revoke this, because the extra SOL isn't that useful long term, but short term, an extra SOL, well, not full SOL, because some of our states have pollution, which means that it rounds to the same SOL, but a little bit of extra SOL. It's going to help increase pop growth. Yeah, that increased pop growth by like 0.2%, so I think that's pretty worth it for now, while our average SOL is below 10. This is an interesting choice. We can get Prussian education, which is like pretty good, but it will make it so we have to deal with a little bit of slower enactment time. I don't think this modifier is good enough to justify it. I mean, this modifier is pretty good, like 10% conscriptable battalions, but I don't think I care enough. Yeah, maybe if we were a smaller country and we really needed conscripts, but we're really not a small enough country where we need conscripts. Simulation is kind of nice, but not really. It helps with performance slightly, mostly. Well, that's not good. The Yankee national movement is trying to trigger a civil war. Maybe I need to imprison this agitator for 3 years? I don't know. No, that's actually probably not going to help. Yeah, that might have made things worse. We're hoping that we can get like what's it called? Support low enough, but I don't think it's going to get low enough for the thing to not happen. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to deal with the secession. I'll make incorporating New York a little bit slower. It doesn't matter that much, I guess. Oh, yeah, now it's definitely happening because America just started supporting separatism, so there's nothing we can do. Looks like America is not too interested in joining the Free American Uprising. Yeah, not at all, really. I wonder why. Oh, they just declared neutrality, so I guess we can't check. Oh, Sweden is trying to join Finland. Interesting. I guess I will make sure that they can't win that. Belgium, I think you want to become my subject? That's so nice of you. Belgium. Oh, you don't quite want to be my subject yet? Okay, I'll take the church out of government. Now do you want to be my subject? No. Okay, I'll take the landowners out of government. Now do you want to be my subject? No? Okay, I'll put the petite bourgeoisie in government. Now do you want to be my subject? Yes. Good. Okay, let's go back to a more good government again. Religious schools. Very nice. Guess I will, try to make sure Belgium doesn't lose their civil war. Yeah, they're actually kind of losing it right now. We need to stop that. Oh, Austria's in a civil war? Yeah, Austria's not been doing too good because of the Springtime of the Peoples. Luckily, since we don't have a great egalitarianism, the Springtime of the Peoples doesn't actually affect us at all. We get easier times. That's good. Yeah, I think if Austria were a minor power, we'd be able to subjugate them right now, but unfortunately they're not. I wonder if we could do anything with the Austrian Radical Revolt. Probably not, right? Yeah, I don't think there's anything we could do with the Austrian Radical Revolt, even if we unallied Austria. Bohemia managed to get its independence. Interesting. Piedmontian Uprising looks like it might too. I'm gonna use my first subjugate with the bloc on Mexico. Or can I reduce autonomy on Belgium yet? I assume not. Yeah, we can't. So let's just subjugate Mexico real quick. And then I guess we've got this power block mandate, which I can use. I think I'll just go vassalization 2. That'll help get cohesion up, which is going to be good. And then I think I want to spend my infamy on conquering Beijing. And also I think opening China's market, because if we open China's market, they'll stop getting that tax capacity boost, which will help weaken their economy. And it'll also let us try to law commitment them onto bad laws to weaken their economy. Looks like they've already passed dedicated police force, which is one of the things that I would want to get them onto, because these waste bureaucracy, which make China poorer. So yeah, we're gonna conquer Beijing and open Qing market. Oh wait, that costs infamy. Huh. Okay, I didn't realize that costs infamy. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I'll add in humiliate Qing to try to get them to not back down, I guess. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. Just gonna mobilize, I think, everything for this war. Because this war might be a little bit tough against China. Although they do have their Lost the Opium Wars debuff, it's not nearly as bad as the normal opium debuff. I'm gonna start passing per capita taxation. Help of the armed forces and modernization movement. It should be a pretty easy pass. We can get the gentry assembly to negotiate with us, but the church really do not want to negotiate, which is surprising. I don't know why I'm failing so bad at hovering it, but oh, we're currently doing our previous commitment. That's why they don't want to negotiate. Okay, that makes some sense. Although maybe they wouldn't anyway? No, I think they would. Hmm. Yeah, the church are going to be pretty mad when I don't end up succeeding in this, but there's just no way I can succeed that. Hmm. I mean, we could check out the Gentry Assembly. I don't know if I'm okay with giving the Gentry Assembly some political strength in exchange for approval. The approval is pretty nice that you get, but having more political strength through the Gentry Assembly, I think is just a little bit too bad. So I think I'm just going to pass per capita taxation without any law negotiations. It looks like things are not going super well in the China War, so I think I need to do something. I guess I will conscript up a bunch of line infantry and hope that that helps us out at least a little bit. Yeah, I'll conscript up like 250 line infantry and hope for the best. Poland giving me radicals in my Polish pops. We really need to get rid of this evil Poland. Annex them. I don't know. Maybe Austria will annex them. I kind of doubt it though. Now per capita tax. That's nice. Now our like income can actually grow when we build more buildings, which is better than it not growing. That's for sure. Um. Hmm. What do we want to pass next? We don't really have like pharmaceuticals or anything. We could try to get off of subjecthood, but the success chances on that do not look very promising. I mean, maybe we could negotiate with someone, but I don't really know who we could negotiate with. Hmm. Secret police? No, we don't have central archives. It's a little bit tough to know what to go for next right now. I guess I go right to associate next. That seems pretty decent. We can get yeah, political concessions with the armed forces. +3 approval is just so good. Yeah. We can negotiate with the petite bourgeoisie as well. I'm fine with giving them political concessions, even if it's a smaller one. Okay, we can do our peace deal. Of course, taking Beijing is super good because we get access to that 20 legitimacy building. Also, I think subjecthood actually means we can employ this. Yeah, I'm pretty confident that subjecthood means that we'll be able to keep the Forbidden City employed, which is super nice. I guess that's one reason why we should not get off of subjecthood unless we can get like all the way to cultural exclusion or multiculturalism, because being able to get that like 17 legitimacy here or 18 legitimacy is just so good. Yeah, 18 is just so much legitimacy. Now we're running 84 legitimacy. I think we would have been running like 60 or so before, and now we can run 100 if we want. I don't know why these aren't ordered in the correct order based on legitimacy number. I'm gonna put these ones on simple organization because we don't really have. I guess we need to build a port here. A port is getting built, so I could stop it back. I don't know. We don't really need the bureaucracy right now. I'm gonna try to improve relations with China so that we can try to law commitment them in the future, because that is going to be important for eventually bankrupting them, which is, of course, a long-term goal of all good Russias. I think it's time to build up at least some universities. I build up like a 40 stack of universities in Yaroslavl. Oh, I have 3 mandates. I guess we could pick up colonial offices or companies. I think I go companies. Yeah, companies 3 will be nice. That'll give me new, or my first company slot. I do need to. I actually have not decided what company setup I want to use. I should probably look into whether I want to use Lil Pop, Rowie Lowenstein, New Russia, or if I want to use neither. I kind of think I want to use one of them. I remember I had a company set up that used New Russia that I thought was almost as good as the Duro Campania one, but it does require Bessemer process, and it is kind of worse. So I'll go check out that company setup again and see how I feel about it compared to maybe some low pop Rowie Lowenstein stuff. Yeah, okay, I was messing around with it. Low pop seems kind of terrible, so yeah, I think I'm gonna be using New Russia. Problem with low pop is yeah, tooling is just not like super useful as an industry, and neither is motors, so it's not great. New Russia, I mean, iron is kind of a weird good to get a prestige good on, but other than that, it is some solid industries as well as getting railways, which I don't really know how to evaluate, but I think is pretty solid. This is going to require Bessemer process though, so probably want to get like another company before we get that one, right? So in that case, I guess we would go generic tools as our first company. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. I think I am gonna support Prussia in their war against the absolutist revolt. I don't know if it's optimal, but I think it's good enough. Oh, Sweden joins the revolt. Okay. Whatever. Doesn't matter too much. India joined the war on the side of the revolt? Okay, okay, we're leaving that war. For some reason, Austria has claims on all Romanian states. I don't know why. I think it might have something to do with annexing Transylvania, but like I don't know how Transylvania would have gotten the claims either. I guess I'll use colonial offices for my final mandate. It's always a good mandate. I did just reduce Belgium to puppet recently. Interesting. Poland wants me to do this treaty. I guess we could just try to get Poland into the bloc and subjugate them. It doesn't seem like too bad. Yeah, sure, we'll do that. Sardinia Piedmont doesn't want me to become their overlord because they think we would make no meaningful difference. So anyways, I'm gonna go swap my government to include the intelligentsia real quick. Oh, that's not good enough. I'll remove this theocrat. Oh, what? Did I check the wrong thing? Yes. Okay, we can now ask for an obligation from the radical revolt. Now, the reason I'm asking for something is because this makes it so your puppets join the war. Then we'll go back on the fence. Now our puppets are against them. Sardinia Piedmont should be more willing to have us join them, I think. Okay, yeah, now they're back to being cautious. Minus 53. Now, like defensive pact, military assistance, trade privileges, something like that. And yes, indeed it works. Unfortunately, we are going to have to fight France, but it is very worth it for Sardinia Piedmont. Yeah, it's unfortunate we have to fight this with like a bad navy or with bad convoys, but we should be able to win this war, I think. Should change back to a legitimate government because I am getting cooed right now. Yeah, that stops the coup. Managed to naval invade the revolt, so yeah, now we're pretty solid, I think. We just need to have our revolt survive longer than them, and I mean, I'm not going to capitulate, and even if this country is minus 100, it won't capitulate them, so we should be like 100% guaranteed to win, unless France can deoccupy Venice before they reach, yeah, before they capitulate, but that seems quite unlikely. I can subjugate another country. I think that's pretty much everyone we have in our block, right? Oh no, I forgot about Montenegro and Greece. I don't know what America's doing. They've been sitting in this war with Great Seal Nation for a while. Is it like that their army just like doesn't want to attack it because they're not like near the strategic regions or something? It seems really weird. I feel like I've seen in this war for like 5 years. Yeah, they just have like mobilized armies but aren't doing anything to invade the Great CO nation, I guess. Which I mean is amazing for us because that just means America is going to go into debt and eventually bankrupt. Oh yeah, we can go public health insurance now. That's going to help out a little bit with Orthodox Church approval, which is really low since we deceived them, which I don't like that very much because we are getting minus education access. I should probably try to get that institution up. Yeah, I should build up some government administrations, at least a little bit. That'll help solve our uncollected taxes and also let us get level 2 in education and maybe colonial affairs as well. Should probably conquer Zanzibar because, yeah, we're going to get quinine pretty soon. So I think that this makes a lot of sense to do. Yeah. Hmm. Is Oman, no, they're still unrecognized regional, so we can't just declare annex war, so I think I will declare conquer Zanzibar, conquer, Omani Kenya, because I would very much like to have that for colonization. I'm gonna try to improve relations with the Netherlands. I think that there's a very small chance that we can actually just get them to give us the Dutch East Indies. They're like minus 400 to it, but like minus 400 happens. Also, I don't know why like everyone in the world's attitude just improved with me, but what? Oh, I guess I did just declare a bunch of interests. Okay, that explains why a bunch of people are suddenly improving their attitude. Yeah, it's minus 411. I think there's a small chance this is possible, so that's why I'm improving relations with them. Also, maybe we can get them in our block after they drop to um, minor power or something. Unfortunately, the Han national movement is going to happen. That's going to make China, or not China, Beijing declare independence. It's not the worst thing. Just a little bit inconvenient. I will offer them legal guardianship. I don't think that that's that bad. I think I'm going to eventually go women's suffrage, but legal guardianship as a stepping stone is perfectly fine because we do get that 5% birth rate. I got quinine. Now I guess we can go joint stock companies or steel frame buildings. We could go dialectics. Hmm. A good amount of decent choice. Maybe actually, I think I'm gonna go Bessemer process first, then joint stock, then steel frame, because we want to get New Russia as our third company, I think. I got some extra bureaucracy. Okay. I should probably start leveling colonial affairs all the way up. Yeah, we're gonna get colonial offices 3. Just level that up to get the infamy down decrease, and then I'll also level up education because yeah, we want much higher literacy than 25%. It does hurt birth rates, but it's worth it. I'll also start leveling up health system. Oh, I guess I should yeah, go legal guardianship. That's gonna be important. So we actually get that uh what's it called? Petition through. Oh, I can negotiate with the intelligentsia. Yes, giving the intelligentsia political concessions is super nice. I think I want a lot more universities. So let's build like I don't know. Let's build up to a 300 stack. It's like kind of a lot, but I think it's good because yeah, I want to be able to have good tech, and you know, Russia doesn't usually have very good tech. That should help out a little bit with that. Oh, I should start colonizing. Oh, Oman has claim there. That's unfortunate. We'll start colonizing here, here, and here, I guess. Yeah, I guess Oman's claim doesn't really matter. We just want to cut this off, make sure no one can colonize through here without at least like malaria prevention, because that's going to be very good. Slow down everyone's colonization a lot that way. Plus 5% birth rate. Very good. Um, hmm. Is there any more laws we want to pass? I guess we want like secret police is like the next law that I would want to pass. So we would need to get the armed forces in government for that. And then we can pass secret police. Actually, I guess I should bring the church back in government because I do want to negotiate with them for political concessions. Because, yeah, church being happy and powerful is really good for that birthday bonus of up to 5%. Secret police is just so good. You pretty much have to go secret police, I feel like. Because you get plus 3 amenability per thing. That's 15 amenability. That means you can negotiate with way more people. You get support separatism resistance. You get minus political movement attraction if you suppress. You get minus 25% political movement activism at cap. That's so much. It's like the only way to make sure that you don't get rebellions every time you conquer someone, even if you have multiculturalism, you really need this. And then the coup resistance is also super good, making sure you don't just have random coups. Yeah, I do want to make a treaty with Argentina, try and get them into the bloc. Okay, their treaty that they offered me actually is not enough. We like need a power block embassy. Except that I like have low cohesion right now, so I have to give them a lot for that. Oh, it might have actually been enough without this if I hadn't had 20 cohesion. Yeah. I guess I should improve relations with Montenegro because we're losing a lot of cohesion because of them. Oh, I forgot about this disapproval modifier because like their rating. New Granada reduced to a puppet. I'm getting so much money from puppets right now. Oh, speaking of which, the UK is declaring to transfer Venezuela from me. That is not ideal at all. Hmm. Yeah, it's currently 120 infantry to transfer EIC, so that's not really an option. This is not very good, UK. Why would you do this to me? UK, you're so weak. You don't stand any chance in this war. Yeah, I don't really know what I want to take from the UK at all. I thought about this for like a while, and I just don't know. There's not really much we want to take, I think. And we could transfer Upper Canada so we can conquer Michigan, but I don't know. Like, how much infamy is it to transfer Upper Canada? It would be 10 infamy. You can eventually just transfer Canada in full. I guess transfer Upper Canada is like not the worst wargle ever. Hmm. Yeah. We could just do that. It's so hard to decide what to do. I don't think we can conquer anything on the British mainland. I think, or like liberate anything on the British mainland, right? Maybe we can. Hmm. I don't know. The British might not really have like, do the British have ironclads at this point? If not, then like I think we have a decent shot at landing the British Isles. Yeah, they don't have ironclads, so like maybe we can win this war. Um, whole like taking liberate Ireland and Scotland. Okay, yeah, I'm committing to beating the British Navy. It's gonna happen. Liberate Ireland, liberate Scotland. Here we go. Yeah, the British have like barely any troops for some reason, and wherever they're. Oh, I guess I do need to mobilize to defend like Canada and Venezuela. That would probably be good. But yeah, my main thing is I want to just naval invade the UK. And I think my fleet being in like one and also being more man o' wars oriented should help out a lot. I'll build like three more frigates to make sure we don't run an org penalty if possible. Where's this navy going? It's going to a naval invasion in Ingria. That's actually really good for us. That means we can naval invade home counties, defend Ingria, and just be in a really good position in this war. Seems like the UK is just, yeah, letting me get in, because they only had one troop defending, and the rest were, like, super far away. I am running a huge convoy shortage right now, but it, like, isn't gonna matter, I think. I mean, it kind of matters, but, like, it doesn't matter enough. I need to bring some armies back to my homeland so that I can, like, stop having such a huge convoy deficit. I didn't realize I was gonna have such a big convoy deficit. But yeah, we're losing Venezuela right now, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, they cap out a little bit faster. Let's go full defense on England. And we need to like split something to defend this front up here. Possible? Because yeah, they're gonna try to land me in East Karelia. Oh, they did actually succeed in landing me in East Karelia, and now they're moving armies in there. Okay, well that's interesting. We're still barely winning. I think our budget is going a little bit too negative. I'm gonna cancel all the universities that are like not really constructing yet because yeah, I don't think we can really afford quite this much. A little bit more than we could have afforded, unfortunately. We're gonna have to settle for only like 100 and something universities, which you know is still pretty solid. It's just not quite as good. Um, yeah, it'll still give us plenty of tech spread. Yeah, basically doubling our tech spread with that, or not quite, but it's a nice helper with our tech spread. It does cost us, you know, a good amount though. Especially with our army mobilized, we are not having the greatest of budgets right now. France declaring transfer Mexico is really bad. Hmm. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's so bad that France is declaring a war against me. Yeah, I mean, like, it means we can't really get rid of this convoy raiding nearly as easily, which I would very much like. Oh, it's time for Alexander Romanov to rule. Oh, he's already got expensive taste. That's so sad. Plus 5% tax waste. Our UK war is coming to an end pretty soon here. Okay, we can make peace with Britain, liberating Ireland and Scotland. But now we're at war with the French. I'm gonna demobilize like this army, I guess, and then we'll keep the rest mobilized. Put some stuff in Mexico, I guess, to make sure they don't naval invade that. And yeah, I just kind of think we have to hold out for a while against France. Oh, they're invading me through Prussia. Okay. I guess I need to go stop their naval invasion. Yeah, that'll hold up a lot of their troops. They can just stop that. I can now get New Russia. Very good. Give that railways. And then let's give that a monopoly on everything. Vassalization 3. Nice. That'll give us our maximum cohesion bonus. Now we don't have much to spend these mandates on, I guess. I guess I'll reduce Venezuela's autonomy. For the low, low price of mutual investment rights, trade privileges, defensive pact, military assistance, 7.5 thousand a week, some random goods transfers, and a rye farm monopoly, we will be taking the Dutch East Indies from the Dutch. Crazy that we were able to do that. Kind of didn't actually expect that to happen, but for some reason they lost like 100 to their negative, so it was pretty doable. Okay, we can beat France. Nice. Mad at infamy. I guess I'll go for a protectorate on Persia. Kind of a lot of infamy, but not much we can do about it. I guess we could have waited till like civilizing mission or something, but it's fine. 40 infamy isn't that bad. We're gonna get a defensive pact with Ireland so that we can join them. Yeah, we get them as a subject, which is very nice. It's a pretty nice subject to get. Austria has released Hungary as a personal union. That's gonna make them a lot weaker, I think. Yeah, now I don't know if they're gonna be able to keep up their country, really. I mean, they're so small. Is there any chance we could get them to give us Hungary? 374. This might actually be doable. Okay, we actually can buy Hungary. This is the treaty I'm using. Yeah, we can get Hungary. I can add more stuff if they say no. Okay, they don't say no. That's crazy. Oh, they gave Hungary Dalmatia. That's even better because, we get that point 0.3 from the Hungarian Triune Union, just permanent liberties reduction. It's so nice. Hungary's just going to be permanently loyal, and there's just no way they're not going to be loyal. We've got a German leadership war happening. I don't know what I want to do. I guess I'll join Austria for an obligation. Yeah. Because that will prevent Germany from unifying. I don't really know that I hate Germany unifying, because we could potentially subjugate it, but it's a little bit too much of a risk, I think. Oh, Argentina left my block again? Bruh, Argentina, why you do this? I do not need you to leave my block. That is not very nice. We got steel frame buildings. Oh no, I didn't get steel frame buildings. I forgot I was doing other texts before I went steel frame buildings after I got it to like 12k. Yeah, go dialectics and then steel frame. I got egalitarianism was the tick I was reducing last. Let's go prop tax with that. That'll be really nice. Guess I should negotiate with the church because we can maybe get political concessions. I'll just raise taxes to make them a little bit less willing to negotiate so we get a better political concessions. Okay, very good. I guess I should negotiate with the yeah, industrialists. No, they don't have anything good. This railway thing is actually pretty easy. Let's just do this. Yeah, I think we're fine with losing some construction sector throughput. It's really not that big of a deal. Proportional taxation is here. Now, I should probably try to get off of autocracy. Only problem is, yeah, it's really tough to get onto these good voting laws. I guess we could just try to negotiate with like the armed forces or something. To go like universal suffrage or something. Because if we could get like the trade unions demarginalized and then start doing stuff with them, that could be pretty nice. This is a little bit tough. Maybe I just go for a pass on universal suffrage and see how it goes. Looks like the absolutist movement is going to be a little bit mad, but let's just give it a try. Yeah, negotiate with the armed forces, give them political concessions. Now we have 35% success chance and 9% advance or 10% advance. Yeah, that's really not that bad. Got the ruler of the East. We could take our claims from China, I guess. I guess I should try to law negotiation China onto some bad laws. Yeah, we do need to do that. Charity hospitals? Would they actually pass that? Yeah, they actually would. Let's get them to pass charity hospitals. Give them trade privileges. I don't want to give them an embassy, I guess. I can guarantee their independence. I can give them investment rights in me. Yeah, that seems fine. Okay. Let's do that treaty. And then if China passes charity hospitals, that'll make their ability to have an economy a lot worse. Because looking at Hungary's laws, somehow they got technocracy. That's Really interesting. I wonder how. I guess we could make Hungary a crown land, or what should I reduce autonomy on? Uh, Persia, we could reduce autonomy on. They could maybe do some more conquest, is the thing, though, right? So let's not reduce autonomy on them yet. I'll just do Chile, I guess. I don't know. The absolutist movement's getting pretty close to starting a civil war. I should go level 2 Home Affairs to try to reduce that civil war a little bit. We go philosophy department now. That's gonna be really nice. We should have a lot of tech spread now. Yeah, 140 tech spread. That is the kind of tech spread that we want to be seeing. I don't know if I want to invest in like even more universities. This is costing us a decent amount of money, but I mean, it's like not that much compared to construction. We could make an argument for doubling this again, I think. I think it's not quite time to double universities right now. I think we're content at this many universities for now. But the Ottomans are experiencing their Great Eastern Crisis right now. Interesting. Spain's in a civil war. Assume, yeah, they're a great power, so we're not gonna get anything from them. Wait, is that revolt actually swayable? It actually is? Okay. Well, I guess that's like pretty much giving up on. Or wait, is that giving up on this? Maybe not, because we can actually just pass this with a movement. We don't have to have these guys in government. Okay, so this isn't even giving up on universal suffrage. So yeah, we'll just take it. Take Spain as a subject. This is perfectly balanced. We love having Spain as a subject. Great to see it. And then yeah, we'll bring in the armed forces to government and try to pass universal suffrage. Oh, Prussia and France have both joined against us. Okay, well that's gonna make things quite a bit harder. I will mobilize this big conscript army, put that on the front with Prussia. And then other than that, it looks like things are going pretty well for us. Maybe a little bit needs to go defend Belgium. Oh no, we cannot pass universal suffrage. The absolutist movement is too mad because of legitimacy. Yeah, okay. Well, we got steel frame buildings now. I guess I should start going like multilateral alliances next. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. Hmm. Absolutist movement is a little bit scary. We could go straight for like census suffrage or something instead, or we could just like not do this right now. I think I'm feeling just go census suffrage instead. Okay, yeah, we get political concessions. That's good. Oh, somehow Circassia got its independence. Interesting. Oh, because the Ottomans got unrecognized. Yeah, that makes sense. They failed their sick man of Europe thing, so all their subjects went independent. It is kind of weird that all the subjects go independent when they like fail sick man of Europe. I don't think that's like historical at all, because I think they failed the Tanzimat reforms historically, but I don't think they just like stopped having Tripolitania as a subject or whatever. But I guess this is a good opportunity for me to go invade Circassia real quick. I can build the Statue of Liberty. That'll be nice for getting some migrants. Although we can't get many migrants yet since we're on subjected. Once we get like multiculturalism or something, we can get a lot more migrants, but that is going to be kind of hard to pass. Yeah, I imagine we don't have any support for multiculturalism right now, actually. Not any. Kind of surprising there's zero, but maybe not that surprising, actually. I guess we should stop using so much authority for social mobility decrees at this point. It's kind of useless, and I added a little bit of minus enactment time. That's what made me think of this. So now we stack minus 55%, which will help out a little bit with passing census suffrage. There's a tiny Heavenly Kingdom revolt. A little bit too big to become a subject, though. If it could become a subject, that would be so nice. But unfortunately, it can't. Because it took all the actually good parts of China. I think that I still want to join the Heavenly Kingdom. Right? I think it's worth it. Is it, though? Hmm. I guess we need to... what do we actually get out of supporting the Heavenly Kingdom? We get their borders being open, but if we're going to annex them, that's not that important. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe we're just fine with letting China win this. Okay, I think I prefer China winning this, because I'm thinking about it. Heavenly Kingdom won't have charity hospitals, right? So I think I prefer China wins this, and then they get charity hospitals so that they can hopefully get into a big enough bureaucracy deficit to start losing money. Can I like invade Flanders or something? They had military access through Prussia, so I imagine that I should, right? Yeah, okay, we can do that. Great. Let's try to do that, distract some French troops. I think France is actually leaving the war kinda soon. Got census suffrage. That changes our flag. I think it also changes our capital name to Petrograd, right? Oh, apparently we can't see our capital right now. Huh. I'll pass something that the absolutist movement likes, just so we can get it to stop running a civil war so that they can actually put in a legitimate government. Actually, nothing's legitimate yet because we don't have the election results. Interesting. Cadets Party. Trade unions are in it. So that's demarginalized trade unions, but they're still going to be really weak, even after the election, I think. Yeah, probably. Can maybe make them win the election with some of these events, but I don't know. Hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Oh, they're naval invading my capital, but France is about to leave the war, so it's completely fine. Yeah, France is out of the war now. So even if they take my capital, it's not a huge deal. Except they might actually be failing taking my capital anyway. No. Surely this one troop does not win. Yeah, it's not gonna win. So we are gonna have to take back the capital, but it's not gonna be a huge deal. Spain should leave or should lose this war extremely soon because we just have so many troops compared to them now that France is out. I think I'm going back to university spam. Yeah, Warsaw, you can have 250 more universities. I want more universities so I can get more techs. Oh, I should be using this steel frame actually. Maybe building more universities within it'll be fine. Don't worry. Yeah, we got 16 million peasants, of which, we've got, yeah, like 13 million that are outside of Beijing, so we're completely fine. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need to build up some glass and stuff, I guess. Glass. Oh, it's not even employed, actually. Let's do this in a state where it will actually employ better. Sure, Lublin, you can have glass. I think you've got lead, right? No, it's Warsaw that has lead, dang. Okay, oh, they've got sulfur. Okay, well, you can have explosives too, then. And some railways, I guess, because that's going to be a big infra deficit. Our treaty with Austria is no longer binding, so I will withdraw from that. And I'm going to sign a new treaty with Austria where we, do I want to take Ostgalician? I think Venice is going to be the state I want to buy. We just want to weaken Austria as much as possible. I think taking Venice is going to be best for that. Defensive pact. Defensive pact's only worth plus 20. They're pursuing defend the borders. We'll give them back investment rights, trade privileges, and then a little bit of money. 4,000. Looks like they're in a bit of a deficit. Oh yeah, they're wanting us to like take on their debt, sort of. They don't want us to yet, but they do have debt. I'll offer this as my treaty to Austria. They indeed say yes, so now we have Venice. Oh, we triggered the radical movement by trying to pass oligarchy. Okay, now we can get a good government. Yeah, this is not too bad. The Cadets Party's only 3 legitimacy. Okay, that is a little bit of a problem. Yeah, we need the Cadets Party to get a little bit more legitimacy if we ever want to use it. Okay, Spain is about to capitulate. That is a pretty huge country to get as a subject. Spain. You still got Cuba, the Philippines, and everything. Even got Santo Domingo with all of that island. Pretty solid. Maybe I should like subjugate Netherlands. They're still in that. They're still in a play. They've been in a play for so long. Oh, they're in multiple plays. Okay, looks like the Heavenly Kingdom has actually caused China to go into a little bit of debt. I guess along with probably passing the law, right? Yes, they got charity hospitals. That is really good for us that they are starting to get into debt. Oh, did they get out of debt already? No, it's just hidden. Okay. How much debt are they gaining per week? That is the question. They're gaining 160,000. That is a lot. Okay, now the question is there like anything else we can get them to do? You can see the AI apparently really does not want them to agree to passing consumption-based taxation, which is fair enough. But could we get them to pass any of these? No, they don't really want to do that. Interesting. I wonder if this has to do with the fact that we're already in a treaty with them, because minus 400 for everything seems a little bit odd. It's minus, yeah, it's minus 400 base article reduction. This is not normal, so maybe it's because we have this treaty going right now. I'm really not sure. I should probably get India to open their borders, right? I'm out of infamy. I guess I will invade Bukhara and conquer their full country. That seems pretty good. Yeah, I think I should try to get India to open their borders. Law commitment, no migration controls, support independence. Let's maybe not do that. We can just transfer them some money, I guess. Yeah, let's just transfer them some money. Okay, can we actually no, we can't extend that actually. Or wait, we can. They don't actually care. They don't hate renegotiating law commitments. Okay, yeah. That's good. I'm gonna side with the Dominion of India just to try to ensure that we don't have India blowing up into a million countries, because that would be quite bad for us. Oh, Greece is going for territory in the Ottomans. This is one of the reasons that I decided not to lower Greece's autonomy, because I thought they might do this. Um, oh, right. The Ottomans are in this play. Hmm, that's a little bit annoying. Um, okay, my relations with India are fine. I guess we can abandon them. Surely India will be fine without us. And then we can join Greece. Um, oh, but this doesn't let us add any more war goals for Greece. Okay, well, they just get Thessaly, I guess, then. Or I guess we can add these for the returning state cost. I've got a little bit of infamy to use right now. So, yeah, I'll give them Macedonia. A tech-spreaded civilizing mission, which is pretty nice. That means I can start going colonial affairs level 4 and have a pretty good reduction in infamy cost. I get the conquest of Turkestan because of this. I don't want to spend that absurd amount of money on this. There's so much money. Yeah. I'm gonna try to get China to pass secret police because I don't like this modernization movement having such high activism, and also I think it's gonna be a good law for China. Oh, they actually declined that? Okay, I guess we have to offer them 7,000 instead. Yes, okay, good. Hopefully they'll pass secret police. That'll be good for making them even more negative bureaucracy, because of course I want their debt to go up faster. Right now it's just going up at like 40K a week since they're not in a war anymore, which is still a decent gain, but it's not as fast as it could be. We should go annex Oman. Yeah, I think I want to annex Oman. That way we can get rid of their claim. In fact, I think it might give us the claim instead. America wants to buy Alaska. This actually could be a decent way to like make America run out of money, but I don't know that I want to do it. Yeah, America's not really in debt. I don't think I want to sell them. Should I just sell them Alaska? No, actually, maybe I should. Okay, the thing is Alaska actually has a decent GDP, so it's actually like not like a huge waste for America, but I think I just want to sell them Alaska because I think I plan on eventually subjugating America. And I don't think Alaska, but actually 800K is kind of a significant fraction of America's GDP. Yeah, actually I'm gonna say no. I think you have a decent argument for saying yes to that though. Okay, we give Greece their claims. Now I think I'm fine with reducing Greece's autonomy. Is there anyone else we could try to reduce the autonomy on? That would be super useful. I guess we could do, yeah, Persia's conquered all of Afghanistan. I'll reduce their autonomy now. I just hopped everything over to steel frame. What could possibly go wrong? I maybe didn't really think about that very much, but it'll be fine. Oh, America wants to buy Alaska again. America's just wasting their time asking for Alaska every 5 seconds. They're kind of close to dropping to, minor power. Or they actually are dropping to minor power, but their prestige is so on like the drop-off point that they might not actually do it. Annex Oman. Nice. Yes, now I can colonize Kenya. Very good. There's some native uprising we need to deal with. I think go like a Nile HQ, and then I should be able to attack that with a land invasion. I'm out of infamy. I guess I should go annex Kokand. Yeah, that'll be nice for our conquest of Turkestan journal entry. China did end up passing secret police. So that is pretty good. Minus 5% political movement activism. We love to see that. How's China's debt situation? They're in 7 million debt? Wow, they're actually not gaining debt anymore? That's really unfortunate. Might need to invade China. Hmm. Yeah, we would very much like China to be gaining debt. Okay, but I mean they're still technically gaining debt, but it's just so slow. I think to ensure China runs out of money, we could try to do like another law commitment for like colonial exploitation or whatever, but we'd have to wait another 3 years for that. So I think what I'm gonna do is declare war on China because they're still gaining a tiny bit of debt. So just being in a war with them should make them mobilize, and that should make them gain a lot of debt. Um, should be able to like liberate UA, right? Why is UA not an option I see? Am I just like blind? I don't have any idea why I would not. Oh, UA is Macau. Okay. Well, that would explain why I cannot liberate UA. Hmm. Okay, well, I guess we just have Yunnan as a liberate then. Oh, I can't add any other war goals, I guess. Yeah, I forgot about that. I should have added them before. But anyways, um, yeah, I'm gonna put some stuff on some fronts, and it's really not gonna matter what I do because we're just gonna go on the defensive and let the uh, let the AI mobilize and thus waste its money. Oh, right, we can rig the election. Our electoral confidence starts out pretty high. We could rig the election in the Cadets Party favor, which would be pretty nice, I think. I mean, like, how much legitimacy could we really have? They go like very low taxes. Cadets Party is 12 legitimacy. It's like -8 legitimacy, but we would have like hmm 70% of the vote maybe, so that would give us like 30 extra legitimacy. I mean, it's barely gonna be it's maybe not worth it. I don't know. Oh, they're projected to win the election in a landslide anyway, so I guess if we do this, then they get like 100% of the vote. Hmm. Okay, well, let's wait to see if we get some more events to boost these guys. I don't know what we do. Kind of torn on what to do. This should give me, yeah, that gives some cadets party stuff. That's good. Plus 20% momentum. 58% of the votes. I think we just take the electoral confidence for a little bit of extra legitimacy. So we've got a problem of our subjects being very likely to make us fight offensive battles. So I'm going to set all of my armies onto only Russian formations for borrowing and lending units. So that way we do not get into any offensive battles. Because we want all of the offensive battles to fail. Oh, actually we kind of have to occupy northern Jilin. So, I guess I will grab a naval invasion for northern Jilin so that we can stop them from enforcing us out. Well, the election has happened. Interesting that the Cadets Party is still extremely illegitimate. Okay, it's actually 32 legitimacy, so I guess this is the government I'm doing. At least I'm gonna try this government. 2% multiculturalism chance. Oh, from Han Nationalment. I guess we got a Han Nationalment. Okay. Do I want to just run this Han Nationalment into multiculturalism with a 2% success chance? I guess we can probably just negotiate. Yeah, let's just do this. Let's negotiate with like everyone in the world. Okay, multiculturalism is so much easier with this. Um, hmm. Okay, all of these are like not prices that I'm really willing to pay. So I guess we're gonna have to decline the intelligentsia support. Okay, political concessions. Okay, political concessions. I'm on 0 infamy. Um, hmm. What should I do? I guess, a little bit tough. I guess I can just annex Winburg. That'll be good. Get us Transvaal and Orania, basically, except not all of Orania. Oh, we're on minimum taxes. Let's fix that. That's not very good, I would say. Minimum taxes are not exactly recommended. The game is very much lagging with me clicking Glassworks there. Yeah, we need to spam some Glassworks. I think the demand will increase once we unpause. Oh, we get this, yeah, amendment. That's a really good amendment. It's to monarchy though, which I kind of want to get rid of, but plus 10 legitimacy based on government clout is very nice. We are very illegitimate right now. Apparently we can just like arrange an accident and that will make him not pronunciamento me. Let's do that, you know. Failed assassination attempt? Dang, okay. Well, what I will do is just like take away his privileges to the Navy so that he can stop successfully cooing me. Um, yeah, what we'll do is we'll just like do this real quick. I need to give this a new admiral. Okay. And then yeah, this old one can just go to a new navy with 0 troops, and that should make the coup start failing. Yes, it does. It does give this penalty though, which is pretty bad. The USA is invading me. Yay. Hmm. I guess I can just like take Pennsylvania or something, or we can just like leave USA alone. I don't know what to do. Maybe just losing this war will be enough for USA to become a minor power, and that's just fine. I think we just humiliate USA and then just move on. Yeah, I'm trying to move over like a bunch of troops. I don't think that USA really stands any chance in this war. I think USA will become a minor power without us having to take anything more from them. Multiculturalism. Very nice. No more expulsion of the Circassians. Yeah, we love multiculturalism a lot. It'll make our movements like the Yankee National no longer happen. Only the sovereign of the nation makes people more mad, but yeah, no one's too mad anymore, I think. Probably want to try to go like parliamentary republic. Oh, but the absolutist movement would start a civil war over that? I'm gonna try suppressing it. Can we get support below 5%? Because if we can, then that will help out a bit with getting parliamentary republic, which I would like to do so we can get like cautious characters to reduce infamy cost on like taking EIC and stuff. Although we are about to get multilateral alliances and probably take EIC off that. Well, that was a really fast drop in support. I did not expect it to happen that fast. So, I guess I'm doing this. Yeah, okay. Nice. I love this. Yeah, we just get a easy pass on, what's it called? Parliamentary Republic. And then, we just win. Apparently it's able to start a civil war below 5% support. I didn't think that was possible, but it's not taking anything that's that important, so I think it's fine. USA is actually doing a surprisingly good job. I might want to piece out of this China war, to be honest, but they're not in that much debt yet. We've only like doubled their debt so far, I think, which isn't enough, I think. I think I would like to increase their debt a little bit more than that. Okay, I think I need to peace out with China and America so that we can focus on our war with our civil war. Yeah, it's not ideal. Oh, I need to spend some infamy on something. Hmm. I guess I can annex Congo. Oh, no, this is a French subject. I could protectorate Egypt. That doesn't seem like the worst thing ever. Sure, let's protectorate Egypt as our war. Britain could technically join. Hmm. A little bit tough to decide what our war should be. I think protectorate Egypt makes a lot of sense here. I'll just take protectorate Egypt. There's our Russian aristocratic revolt. It should be pretty easy. Oh, it didn't even get the Africa stuff. I guess it lost that. So yeah, it's gonna be super easy because it got basically nothing. Nothing important. We do need to reduce autonomy on our personal unions, or else they're gonna go independent, which would not be very good. Luckily, crown lands simply turn into puppets when you become a parliamentary republic, unlike personal unions, which just get their independence. Yeah. I guess I'll take East Galicia from Austria. Yeah, we'll just need to, do some treaties, but we should be able to pretty easily just buy East Galicia from Austria. Very nice. I do think I need to raise taxes because we are kind of poor. Yeah, we're really poor. I might have overbuilt construction, or I didn't overbuild construction. I overswapped a steel frame all at once, but it's completely fine. Um, yeah, I think it's gonna be a little bit hard to deal with our budget deficit, but I think that we can handle it. Yeah, I'm pretty I'm pretty confident that we can handle this with very high taxes, right? Yeah, it's fine. This isn't that bad of a budget deficit. Especially once we clear out our radicals and this revolt's over. It should be in just a second that this revolt is over. This election isn't going great for us. I'm not gonna rig it though, because yeah, this guy's reckless and stuff. But what we do need to do is get onto total separation. That's kind of essential. Yeah, we need to get total separation so that we can invite whoever agitators we want. That's gonna be good. Um, Kind of seems like we can afford a little bit more construction now. It's a little bit risky, but you know it'll be fine. When has construction ever hurt Connor? The answer is probably a couple of times, but like it's never a big deal. Oh, this government's no longer legitimate. Okay, we'll bring in the armed forces, and then we can negotiate with them. Okay, I guess I'll take -7% bureaucracy. Yeah, we kind of need to get the armed forces on our side to help pass total separation because our success chance on this is not like it's not doing so good right now. I'm gonna reduce autonomy on Russian American company. Then we can disband the company and get a better one. I think I just want to go generic food for the 5% birth rate. 5% birth rate is quite a bit of pops, really. It's pretty worth it. Um, can we actually not get generic food? Do I like not have 5 food industries in a single state? That would be pretty surprising if I don't have 5 food industries in a single state. No, I have 5 food industries in a single state. Why can I not form generic food? I do not know. Hmm. Oh, are they all like from foreign investment? Oh, they're all like from foreign investment. Interesting. Wait, what the Onglung Tea Company in Baku? I guess this is China's company. Yeah, this must be a Chinese company. Okay, well, I guess I'll build up a 5 stack of food industries so that I can get that company going, hopefully. Sure. Okay, I can establish food company now. Good. Get that monopoly on food industries. My government's pretty illegitimate, so I think I'm gonna try to swap over to like this and then negotiate with some people to keep passing total separation. Yeah, I don't know. Can't really be dealing with too much illegitimacy because it's just really bad to be illegitimate, right? So I don't want to do that. Slowly getting malaria prevention, still a little bit of ways, but maybe we should just start some colonies because we're gonna get it soon, and I don't want to have to realize that I forgot this. Can we get Georgy Plekhanov in charge of the trade unionists, please? Let's see. Yes, we get Georgy Plekhanov. Firebrand, cautious, literary. This character is so good. In the next election, he'll take over the Menshevik party, and then we can get him in government, which will be super good. That's when we can try to take over India, I guess. Oh yeah, did India actually end up passing? They did end up passing no migration controls. That's pretty nice. What should I do? I guess I can like annex Chitral. Try and annex all this stuff between us and India so that the border's a little bit cleaner. I turned on rubber tools, and as always, I'm running a rubber shortage. We are currently tech spreading pump jacks, though, so that should fix it. Also, we just, I guess, kind of gotta wait for the rubber plantations to employ up because there was like no demand for them before. I didn't gradually swap it up at all. Oh, France is having a communist revolt. It's kind of interesting. It's genial with me. There's no way we get France as a subject, right? This is where I get France as a subject now. You see, that's how the script for this video goes, you know. Um, hmm. So we bring in the cadets party and no, okay. I would have been so good if it was true, but unfortunately it was too good to be true. I guess I should subjugate the Netherlands. Yeah, we gotta get some good subjugations. Kind of surprising that Austria is still a major power. They're so small, I feel like. USA is kind of getting close to dropping to minor power, really getting close. They're actually dropping right now, but they're so on the barely that they're probably not actually going to drop within the next year, but there's a chance. Leadership war? Okay, I guess I'll join Austria. I feel like there already was a leadership war. Am I crazy? I don't know. Maybe it got white pieced. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm just misremembering. But anyways, yeah, we will beat up Prussia. Should I ever got? Yeah, I got pump jacks now, so I can turn that on. That should help out with my rubber shortage a little bit. Apparently, we still have a rubber shortage, but it shouldn't be nearly as bad now. Hmm. I guess I need to build all the rubber outside of my country. That should help out a lot. Cause yeah, like Bolivia and stuff have lots of oil, or have lots of rubber. Hmm. Oh, we no longer have legitimacy, but it'll all be fine because we can't actually rig the election for the Menshevik party, even though it's gonna get the most votes. Okay, well I guess we're not gonna rig the election then, because rigging the election would actually be unrigging the election. Yeah, we want the Menshevik party to win, because they're the good guys in the world. Um, Menshevik. I can have legitimacy like this. I guess I'll do this for now. Just let me pass. Oh, but then I don't get my infamy reduction. I don't know. We can just like annex Consolidating real quick while we wait for the election to finish. It's not like we're losing that much infamy. We could technically like change stuff, but then we get some radicals. I don't really care. I don't know. Wow, that's crazy. We have a nihilist in charge of the in charge of the Orthodox Church. That's illegal. That's not supposed to happen. Well, I kind of wish I wasn't passing total separation right now, because I could use this 20% success chance on like any law in the game. But I guess we're using it as total separation. Total separation. Very good, very good. 40 days left till the election. We got malaria prevention. That is pretty good. I think I'm going to stay focused on society techs like Zeppelins and macroeconomics, because that way we can keep our tech spread going in production for as long as possible. I think that's going to be best. Oh, there's our election. Great. Okay, we need to like put someone in government and then bring them back out in order to get legitimacy up. Okay. With the power of Gorgy Plekhanov plus multilateral alliances, the East India Company has gone down from 120 infamy to a mere 66. This is great. Yes. And Britain, it should be pretty weak because, you know, we liberated Ireland and Scotland from them. So they don't really have a country anymore. I mean, they technically have a country, but, like, it's not real. Interesting that New England kind of hates me. I did not expect that, to be honest. I should try to get more influence. Declare rivalries against, I don't know, France. Portugal, sure. Just need to get a little bit more influence so that I can, improve relations with, I guess, like, New England. I don't know. Prussia, maybe. Interesting. Britain thinks they've got a significantly stronger army than me. I guess I should upgrade all my armies to have shrapnel artillery. That'll probably help out a little bit with this war. Although we don't really have that much shrapnel artillery since we don't have like professional army or anything. Oh, I should be making the trade unions happy. Let's pass regulatory bodies. That'll be a good law. Negotiate political concessions. Negotiate. It's kind of a lot of universities. Do I want to do that? We've got like 10 years. We'll surely build up a little bit more universities. It's not that bad. Political concessions. I'm just gonna naval invade the British capital, I guess, because yeah, the front in India is not pushing super fast. I guess I could try to make some armies. I can like try and build up a bunch of shrapnel artillery for my army, and then I guess some skirmish infantry, so that even without conscripts, this army doesn't have huge org problems. I also just put everything on luxurious supplies. It looks like the front is suddenly super more positive. I don't really know what changed, but clearly something changed because the front now 65 advantage. That's pretty good. Oh, Britain's trying to naval invade me. I guess I will try to defend that if possible. Well, this front is no longer plus 60. That's pretty unfortunate. Yeah, okay. This war's gonna take a little bit longer than it would ideally take. We're gonna have to try a little bit more to actually stop the war, or to actually win the war, I guess. Could try a naval invasion on Bengal, I guess. Looks like they have 0 troops defending it right now. I don't know if that's true. Looks like it might be. Wait, what? Finland landed Britain? No, Peru landed Britain. Okay, we take that W. I'm gonna put a greener grass campaign down on Surgut because it's got a lot of oil, and it's gonna be very hard to get pops over there because it's Surgut. No one wants to live in Surgut. Actually, I thought there was some penalties here, but it's actually just that it has extremely low pop and arable land. Yeah, we want to get pops to move there. Okay, I can make peace with Britain for India. Very good. Apparently, Sindh was owned directly by Britain and not by India. Okay. Anyways, we can change language of administration. We give them some debuffs, but it'll help keep their Libya Desire down. And yeah, this is going to be pretty nice. Having India as a subject. They're going to be kind of hard to keep loyal, but yeah, that's a lot of territory. Oh, apparently Tibet was a subject of India as well. So yeah, we got a lot of the stuff over here Russian now. I'm gonna go compulsory primary school, I guess. I want to get rid of that plus 5% mortality on everyone, you know? I want to maximize my pop growth. Well, I think China has a little bit too much prestige to drop to unrecognized regional power. So what I think I should do... Hey, we got military airships. But yeah, I think I'm going to annex UA. And then I'm going to fight China for liberate Yunnan, liberate UA, humiliate China. And hopefully that will let us get China down to being an unrecognized regional power. Well, you know, as a communist would do, we're going to rig the elections in favor of the communists, get 84% of the votes, and, you know, just win the game. That sounds pretty fair. Um, we do have this small problem of the modernization movement that's going to start a civil war in China. That's not very good. Yeah, that's pretty bad, actually. It's going to, like, it's going to, like, delete all the territories that the rebellion doesn't take into, like, splinter states there. Maybe that's enough to, like, maybe we can just like not worry about China being an unrecognized regional, and that will just fix everything, right? I think it'll just fix everything, and we'll all be fine. Surely there are no flaws in this plan. Surely. Now this is what we call a perfectly fair election. The trade unions are the greatest party in the world, and they should deserve to win all the elections, of course. This is how the world was intended to operate. Anyways, the modernization movement's gonna fire in China soon. We'll see how what that does. I'm gonna protect her at Japan, because, you know, once we protect her at China, we need to, like, immediately do the Grant State stuff, so it'd be nice to have Japan already protectorated for that. Um, yeah, we wanna get Japan. Japan is a good country to have. They have a lot of resources and pops. Not that many pops, but 40 million is a good amount of pops. We love to see 3% annual net growth on some of our low SOL pops. That's so nice. You know, we really love that. Unfortunately, we're going to lose a lot of this once we, you know, get off of legal guardianship and stuff. But, you know, it's nice to have for a little bit. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is actually too bad. I think what we can do is support Beiyang, except that we don't have good enough relations. So we need to, like, take on their debt with something like this. Yeah, we have to give them a lot in order to take on their debt. Oh, actually, we can give them transit rights. That means we don't have to give them an obligation. Or an embassy, maybe. No, they decline. Okay, so we do need to give them an embassy, probably. But that's fine. We can give them an embassy. Oh, now they don't take on debt nearly as much, so we can just not do the embassy anymore. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we can just offer this treaty to them again on July 27th. Now, this should hopefully... Yes, now I can support Beiyang. And you don't really want to win this war immediately, so I'm just going to put like a little bit of troops, I guess. But the hope is that they'll drop to unrecognized regional, and then we can like capitulate right before they're about to win, declare to protectorate them, and it's just going to be good. China's losing their civil war, so I had to cancel my invasion of Japan and instead just invade Shengjing, because taking this back should fix our problems. I'm now realizing we're kind of fine to just leave Japan for now, because um, China already had their like blow up. I'm pretty sure they won't have it again. I guess I'm gonna use Russian munitions. Oh, I've got another company slot. Hmm. We'll still have two more after this, I guess. So I think I might pick up furniture. Do we already have lead? We don't have lead. So yeah, this is gonna be a pretty good spread of companies we get from these two industries. Logging and what's it called? Sulfur, explosives, yeah, lots of stuff. We just need some more authority, really. I should not be road maintenancing in Kharkov. I do need that authority to give out a industry charter. Oh, I can gain another 200 authority from stopping bolstering the modernization movement. That's a little bit of authority. I guess I can use that to put a monopoly on a couple of things. Question is like, what do we want to monopolize? And I guess that the answer to that is going to be glass and furniture, I think. Well, USA has decided they want to return Colorado. Um, So I think I have to just conquer Pennsylvania. This should make sure America's weak enough that they drop to minor power for the future. Yeah. Beiyang, for some reason, has not dropped to unrecognized regional power yet. Surely they drop before we capitulate the Modernist Revolt, right? Okay, Beiyang has dropped to unrecognized power now. Um, so we're going to want to abandon them, like, before the capitulation, but also that's our leaving of the war is going to affect when the capitulation happens, is some problem here. I think I'll let one more tick happen. Now we wait till, like, one day till change, and then declare our war. Yeah, okay. Now I capitulate. Now I declare on Beiyang. Oh, right, I can just declare annex country, actually. That's easier. Okay. Yeah, we can just declare. Um, that'll be good. But we do need to hope Beiyang doesn't capitulate first. I'm pretty sure they won't. They need to get occupied, like, instantly for them to lose first. And there we are. Uh, yep. Wait, did the Modernist Revolt win? I don't think it did. I don't know why they're called the Beiyang Modernist Revolt. 'Cause I don't think the revolt won. But anyways, we have annexed Beiyang, which is all that really matters. But I am kind of focused on the USA right now. We're gonna deal with them first. Should have some troops, I mean, that try to kill, China. We should not need many. We should be able to tell, I guess, if this is the China we were fighting. Huh. Okay, I guess the revolt did win, but we, like, got our war goal. We got, like, anti-war goal bricking to save us. Good. Because, yeah, that means they're not bankrupt, but, we still get to do this. So that's pretty good. Good thing we didn't go for protectorate, I guess, because I think that wouldn't have worked. But I don't know why the Monarch revolt would have won, but it doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, we can conquer Pennsylvania, and that should weaken USA enough that they become a minor power now, which is what we want, so that we can subjugate the USA. Okay, we can now annex Qing. This is gonna give me a trillion radicals, probably. Like what? No, it must give me a trillion radicals, right? Yeah. Plus 211 million radicals from being conquered there. Quite a few, but I don't know if it's actually gonna be enough for the Han national movement to start a civil war. In fact, I think it's not gonna be enough. Yeah. So we could like intentionally trigger a Han civil war if we want. Um, I mean, like clearing out the radicals would be pretty nice. I think we might want to intentionally trigger a Han civil war. Not exactly sure. Yeah, I think we do. So we're gonna do that in a second. We're just gonna let the movement get some more radical supporters, maybe. And then I don't know what's like the least discriminatory law that these guys will hate. Cultural exclusion they hate. Or they hate national supremacy more, but I think cultural exclusion will be enough, and that'll make sure that no one else rebels except for maybe like the Persians or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, we shouldn't have too many rebellion problems that way. Let's grab a big army and naval invade Japan. That seems like a good thing to go do. Yeah, I'm gonna pass cultural exclusion or fake pass cultural exclusion so that the Han national movement's gonna get really mad. We'll start a civil war. That way we can clear out all of these radicals, which are kind of bad. We've got Japan as a subject now, which is pretty nice. Hmm. Yeah, the Han national movement's slowly going up in activism. Gonna trigger a civil war. That'll be pretty good for us. Argentina still is not in my block. Argentina is just being a little bit of a pain in this game. It's like because they are a national militia or something. Yeah. Mm, unfortunate. I don't want to kill my legitimacy by rigging the election, or do I? I think I don't want to rig the election again, so I'm just going to not rig the election this time. Hopefully the trade unions can manage to stay over 20% clout. I'm really not sure if they will be able to, though. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, there's our Han uprising. Now I can cancel passing cultural exclusion to try to trigger that. Good. It didn't end up taking all of China, which is a little bit unfortunate, I think, but it's not a big deal. Just mean there's a couple of states that are going to have radical problems, but really not that many. So it shouldn't be a big problem. And these states we can just wait to build up a little bit later. And yeah, it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, crush Chinese uprising. Very good. Now I can start incorporating China. This is going to cost us a lot of bureaucracy, though. But, yeah, we're going to have to just deal with that, I think. Spam up like a ton of buildings here in China. Because we have big tax capacity issues, of course, so we might as well just build up the bureaucracy here where we have the tax capacity issues. I mean, I think we have some somewhere other places, but this is going to be the most significant place to build it up, probably. Yeah, Chelyabinsk, Ufa, Pashtunistan, Kuban, Fergana. We can build up a little bit in these places, but not a whole lot. Oh, I should be breaking this treaty with Austria. Yeah, that'll help out a little bit with influence. I do want a lot of influence if possible to get the infamy decay. Although, yeah, it's a little bit tough. I've got some treaties with like random countries. I should, I guess, just break my treaties with like random countries like Chile. We don't need these treaties anymore. Yeah, these are just kind of wasting influence points that we would really prefer to not be wasting if possible. Hmm. Netherlands maybe? No. I don't know who else we would have treaties we could break with. I guess we can just check all of our treaties. Okay, we don't have many left at this point. Just Dominion of India, which we can cancel once its binding period is up. It's like putting on auto expand has given me basically infinite bureaucracy. Also, I'm going to cancel researching macroeconomics temporarily and go into antibiotics. I think the plan is to research all three of antibiotics, mass surveillance, and macroeconomics at roughly the same time, and hope we get some more tech spreads of tier 4 techs along the way, because these are the three important tier 5 society techs that we want. Mass surveillance giving incorporation speed, macroeconomics giving 5% MAPI and a company slot, and antibiotics giving healthcare level 5. I think it's time to go women's suffrage. This will get us, or it's going to kill our pop growth quite a lot. But, you know, it will give us plus 15% workforce ratio, which is going to be really nice for getting a whole bunch of workers, getting our GDP per capita up. It will lower, or I think it'll increase our total GDP that we can reach, as well as increasing our GDP per capita. It will, of course, lower our population that we reach, though. Yeah, I think it's worth it. As well as, of course, it gives trade union approval, which is good for getting that plus 10 free workforce ratio that the trade unions give, which is super good. Really want to have that trade union bonus going at all times, because, you know, it takes a long time for that workforce ratio to actually apply. We haven't had it for a little bit in the past, but like if we look at a pop right now in like say Tula, this should have pops that have been here for a long time. You can see the workforce ratio is only 27% because it approaches it really slowly. Now I'm going to start annexing some countries to get a grant state pathway from like Persia to Japan. Starting out with the Xinjiang clique, then Mongolia and Manchuria, because I don't want to give them like China. So yeah, we're gonna go through these countries. We want to annex them anyway, because they got good stuff. Also, we're going to annex Altai and Tuva eventually, because we do have claims on them, and it would look so ugly if we didn't take them. Oh, wait, I don't have claims on Tuva? Okay, well, whatever. I'm currently spamming up some army, just so that my subjects can be more loyal, because I need at least like 10x every subject's army in order to make sure that they stay loyaler. Okay, that's a little bit too much shrapnel that I built in this one. Yeah, I queued up a bunch of barracks, probably like 1,000 barracks almost. Let's see. I queued up 669 barracks plus my 411 that I already have. Yeah, so like Spain, for example, I think is one that could benefit from this. Yeah, Spain would benefit a lot from this. Also, like India, although we might just end up grant stating them to get them low levies there. I'm not really sure. Oh, we annexed Xinjiang. Okay, let's do Mongolia now. I guess I'm joining this war against the UK since there's a war goal to return Sind, and I would really like if that were to happen. So yeah, I'll just join this war to make sure that that war goal ends up getting enforced, and all the war goals that are against India don't get enforced. I'm gonna turn on electric sawmills, and then auto-expand my power plants. Hopefully we can get decent power prices. Of course, it's gonna take a minute for these to actually employ up, but I think it should be fine once they do. I think it's time to annex Manchuria. Might need to do some primary war goals to get these guys to not back down. We do have claims on 2 of their states, so I could probably primary those ones for pretty cheap. Yeah, it's like going to be only 1 infamy total to primary both of those, so I think I'm kind of fine with that. But except that, I guess we can give them Inner Mongolia. I don't really care. So yeah, we'll return both of these as primary, and we'll leave this one unprimary. I think that they're pretty unlikely to back down. Oh, actually, they have a lot of fearness. Maybe we should just primary everything. Wonder if we still saved infamy. It's 10 infamy to conquer their whole country, but you spent like 6 plus 2. Yeah, if we primary this, we don't really save infamy. We're just gonna believe that Manchuria is not gonna back down. Right. Surely they don't back down. Oh wow, Manchuria did end up backing down. That's pretty unfortunate. I guess I should go annex Kokand because then we can complete the conquest of Turkestan, which I think yeah, it's some decent bonuses. So we'll do that. Return state. Return state. These guys are pretty fearful. I'll primary... Should I primary both? We probably just should, yeah. I'll primary both. It's cheaper because it's all return states, I think, to primary all of it than to add than to add annex. There's like 20k tech progress and antibiotics. Now I guess I'll go into mass surveillance. Women's suffrage is through. Okay. What is gonna be next? We could go for like old age pension level 1 because we'll eventually want to level this up to get like our building wage target up and stuff. I don't know if now is the time to do that though. Could also do like worker protections. I think do something similar. We can't actually see what it does. I don't know why, but it's not showing us. So I guess I go mass conscription next. Yeah, just the landers, just like this. This will let us build up a lot more barracks. Pretty good law. Yes, please give me minus 10 infamy. Please. That would be so good. Please, game. Give me minus 10 infamy. Yes! Okay, we completed the conquest of Turkestan. Now, this gives us some pretty good buffs. 15% influence, 10% prestige, 10% trade capacity for 10 years. Speaking of trade capacity, have I actually set my skyscraper to the right PM? No, I actually didn't. I conquered a skyscraper from USA. I guess I should try to build my own skyscraper, maybe. Apparently I don't have an option to do that. I wonder if it's because I have a skyscraper already in my country? I don't know. Well, we've got a bunch of stuff over here in the east that I think needs annexing. So, I'm going to... Well, first, we need to give some stuff to India so that we can give their stuff away. Let's just quickly give away some of India's subject territory to India directly. Great. Now we have India as a colony. Now I will reduce autonomy on Japan and the Russian East Indies as well. And then all of this is going to go to Persia as our unrecognized country that gets to have everything. So yeah, just gonna quickly grant state all of India, and then I'll probably have to snake them over to Japan. I think I can give them the East Indies without needing any snakes. Well, apparently we didn't need to do any path this way, because apparently Mindanao can reach Japanese West Micronesia, which can reach Kyushu. Okay. You know, it's actually kind of really hard to determine what territories I need to give to Persia, because the Dutch East Indies has like my flag but inverted, so it's kind of hard to see. Well, I've given everything. Now I want to try to do some stuff to see if we can get Persia to like decide that they like me, and nope, they're just gonna stay aloof. That's not ideal. Okay, that means we only have a 25% chance of annexing them without a war? Dang. Okay. Well, I guess we have to fight a war to annex them then. Annex Persia. That'll give us a few radicals, but it's fine. This time we annex with only 25 instead of 50, so the radical problems in this territory won't be as bad as they were in like China before we had the Han Uprising or anything. So we can just incorporate all of this now. And yeah, that's going to be a lot of territory. We already have a billion pops and 2 billion GDP, which I think is pretty insane for Russia in 1894. The trade unions are lacking a lot of clout. Yeah, we need to get the trade unions up to at least 20%. So I'm going to try to look for some trade union generals. I feel like we should be able to find some. I don't know, it's probably going to take a lot of searching, but yes, there's one. I want to get the trade unions ideally above the industrialists so we can put both in government at once. Oh, that's actually super illegitimate anyway, so maybe we don't need to do that. I was thinking we wanted to do that to like maybe pass technocracy or something, but I guess it's not really possible. Yeah, I'm gonna look for as many trade union admirals or generals as I can. For some reason, adding those couple generals like barely affected clout. Oh, isn't there this? I remember maybe like these percentage modifiers only apply to wealth or something. I think I remember something like this being a thing. So yeah, maybe we just can't really get too much support from this because wealth is just barely any of the strength of the trade unions. Guess we might just need to kind of rig the elections to get the trade unions strong. I don't know, because we really want that plus 10% workforce ratio. It's so good. Ideally, we'd also want like the church to be happy, but that's kind of hard to do. 5% birth rate or whatever would be super nice, but can't really do that. I guess we can try to pass like old age pension next, but then the industrialists get more mad. I don't know. I think for now I'm gonna not pass any laws. I'm gonna kick Montenegro out of the bloc. They're kind of just hurting cohesion. Yeah, it's pretty bad to have Montenegro in the bloc. I guess we can try to improve relations with Mombasa. Yeah, Montenegro's problem is just like we have that permanent reduction in relations with them. I probably should not never have invited them into the bloc, really. Another minus 10 infamy? Maybe? Please? Give me my minus 10 infamy, please. No, they rejected me. Apparently, the trade unions have decided that now they're in the cadets party, so I can't actually rig the election in their favor. Okay, unfortunate. I managed to improve relations with Prussia to amicable, so now I can do military assistance, and yeah, Prussia's now genial. So the thing is, Prussia's currently kind of close to having a socialist revolt, which I would really like them to have, because then I could probably subjugate them. I'm gonna bring in the industrialists, because we can now law commitment Prussia to pass free trade, which, okay, they really don't want to pass free trade. They're not interested in article. Is there anything else that would make Prussia's socialist movement dislike them? I do have one idea, but I don't really want to do it. I think everything else they have like the maximum dislike law, right? Or do they have? No, they have interventionism. We could get them to laissez-faire, something like that. No, they don't like that either. Okay. So the other idea I had is if we can get someone who borders Prussia to be having a socialist revolution, then that will give plus 15, like we can see on the communist movement. Or it went away, but they used to be plus 15 from a country around them is like having a revolution as well. Okay, looks like Belgium is a country we could do that with. Apparently, a country around Belgium has an insurrectionary socialist movement. Wait, what? Why is it not insurrectionary in the Netherlands? I don't actually know. That's pretty weird. So for Belgium, I think my only shot is going to be to go no social security. The problem is that Belgium really doesn't have a good chance at passing this. So like, I don't know if they're actually gonna, if they're just gonna like say no. Yeah, they're just gonna refuse it. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. We need to find something to do here, like Baltic governorates or something. Someone who we can get a socialist movement to rebel in. Maybe one of our subjects already has a rebelling socialist movement. Oh, Poland looks like we could maybe do. We might have to give Poland something though. Like, let's buy Krakow real quick from Austria. It should not be that expensive. Yeah, pretty cheap to buy Krakow from Austria. Or we should not put in a guarantee independence if we can avoid it, because that will stop us from like swaying Austria super well. We can like goods transfer them some stuff maybe. I don't know. Yeah, okay, I bought West Galicia. So now we need to try to trigger a socialist movement in Poland. It's so close to triggering, so we just need like, I guess we can try to have them pass like combination acts. Yes, okay, they're passing combination acts. That should make the socialist movement start a civil war, right? Yes. Okay, now I can grant Poland Russian West Galicia. And now that should inflame the socialist movement in Prussia to 100%, and it works. Crazy strats here. I brought the trade unions into government. I'm gonna rival the Ottomans because that'll get me my 10 approval that I need. And then I'm gonna start passing commercialized agriculture because that'll be a good law to have in general. We don't want tenant farmers. That's an awful law. The Prussian socialist movement's gonna happen pretty soon. Yeah, here is the Prussian socialist movement. So what we're gonna have to do probably is let's look. So yeah, the Prussian socialist movement does not like me very much. They're antagonistic. So let's wait to see what our negative approval is here. Yeah, -10. So now I'm gonna leave this war because we need to be out of wars to do this stuff. But now what we're gonna do, bring in the PB stuff, and then -4, really? Hmm. Can we get like a Republican PB? Let's see. Republican? Positivist might do it. Hmm. No, I kind of doubt it to be honest, but I think it's our best shot. Getting the Republican? Hmm. What about with like the... Could we get like a liberal landowner? No, so I think this is our only shot then. Can we get the positivist? Grant leadership? And then... Yes, okay, that works. Ask for... Oh, first we need to change our treaty with Prussia. We'll give them trade privileges instead. Okay. And now we ask for an obligation from the revolt. Now the reason we had to ask for an obligation is because if you just join normally, then none of your subjects join, but this way, all of our subjects join and stay against Prussia. And so now, Prussia will actually think that they need to win this war again. And then, I guess I have to take like the trade unions out of government. Get a government like this. And then, oh wait, what? Oh, a bunch of them abandoned, but Sardinia, Piedmont stayed in, so now Prussia still cares about us a little bit. Only -70 or -72 is a little bit hard to work with here. Armed forces might actually be better than the. Yeah, let's try just like armed forces, or it's no, it's probably worse, right? No, it's better. Okay, yes, that works. Good. Not ideal, but yeah, we can do this. We generated like 25 million radicals to get Prussia as a subject, but I think that's kind of fine. Yeah, okay. Well, that was a lot of effort, but we now have Prussia as a protectorate, which is great. Oh, right, I was kind of hoping we could do Confederation of the Rhine, but Austria is actually just too weak to be able to let us do Confederation of the Rhine. Oh, I think Sweden's actually gonna win this because I forgot to join this war. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Hmm. Well, you know what we can do? We can just like make protectorate Sweden right now. That's the thing we can do right before they like take this over. Although actually Norway is taking over most of this. We could no, we can't transfer Norway since they're a personal union. We can just protectorate skin or just protectorate Sweden, I think. And that seems pretty fine. Yeah, I'll just do that. Costs a decent amount of infamy, but it's not a ton. Also, maybe we can just stop them from winning against Finland that way? I don't know. Looks like the front just doesn't exist even though we did that. Britain joins this play. Do I want to add war goals against Britain? I don't know. We could try to liberate Vietnam or something. Or we could just leave them alone. Okay, I think I do want to liberate Dynam. Where's Dynam? Somewhere in this list should be. There it is. Dynam. Laos. Uh, And then I guess we can give the Ionian Islands to Greece. Sure. Of course, the British have a Vietnamese uprising to brick my war goal. Trade unions want me to pass universal suffrage? I guess I'll try to pass graduated tax instead. Looks like we might not be getting any more tech spreads, unfortunately. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna queue them up. Okay. Or we could just get them all to like 27k and then like lower the ahead of time penalty by using advanced research. It wouldn't really save that much time. I mean, 15 months in total. Kind of significant. I guess I should try to do that. I guess I'll start enacting graduated taxation. It does earn a decent amount more money. Yeah, the main reason we're doing this is just because we don't want the trade unions to be super mad at us. Okay, Britain will accept a full peace deal, liberate Laos, and return Ionoi Nesoi. Well, I forgot to swap this around a lot, but we did research political agitation tech, or that spread to us, so it costs a little bit less than we would have otherwise had to pay. Getting antibiotics and mass surveillance already, so now going to level 5 health system, and I guess level 5 home affairs. And then we're going to get macroeconomics pretty soon here. After that, we can finally start going for some production techs. Well, of course, we have not taken over Michigan yet, so we can't go forward. I guess I will take Branabel as my next company. Yeah, Branabel is a pretty good company, I'd say. Might need to take off some of these consumption taxes, so I can get some authority back. Because I would like to monopolize oil and then give this company power plants. Yeah, don't subsidize, just auto expand and privatize. I think it's time to go for America Protectorate. We could wait till we could like subjugate New Africa, but I want to be able to get forward in like a reasonable amount of time. I don't know if I'm going to end up going technocracy because I did just get tradition of free election, so it's going to be a little bit hard. But we'll either go technocracy or disband the food company eventually for Ford. So I need to make America a protectorate. France is likely to join in, but it's not a big deal. We should be able to beat France and the USA pretty easily. United States of America Protectorate. Very good. Now we do need to finish up our Javanese secession, and then we will be very ready to annex all of the Americas into us. Which will be very good for our GDP, because right now, bloc GDP is sitting at 4.66 billion. Probably get our national GDP up to like 4 billion annexing all of this. Our GDP is just doing so good. So I'm now going to give America all of like the, historical conquests of Mexico because that's going to allow America. I should not be giving them Cuba. It's not actually important. But yeah, if I give them all of the territory of Mexico, then they can get homelands on it, which will let me incorporate it in 15 years instead of 25 years. At least for the territory that doesn't already have Mexican, which I think is most of this. Some of it does have Mexican, but not like all of it. So it's good to get the Yankee homelands on it. Utah and Arizona. Now, if you just wait a second, we should see Yankee appear on all of these states. Maybe not Texas. Yeah, okay. So they all got Yankee. Now we can reduce America's autonomy, and then I guess we actually need to give America more states now in order to get them down to being loyal again. Because what I want to do is take a state from America. Specifically, I want to take a state, or no, I want to take a state from Mexico, I think. No, let's just give it to America and then take it. We're going to give them the Yucatan, and then I will take the Yucatan. Yeah. Oh, wait, that costs 12.5 infamy? Okay, maybe like New Mexico or something can be better. Because I would like this to be cheap. Maybe we need America's liberty desire to be lower. Maybe that's the problem. I'll just try to get America to be low liberty desire and see if that makes the cost go down. Take state. It's a little bit hard to know what's going to do it because, the modifier is not hoverable at all. It just says it will increase infamy. Okay, yeah, that makes it only 5 infamy. The reason I want to take Yucatan is because we can release the Maya from there. Or Yucatan. No, we want to release Maya. I think that Maya's more likely to be. Or is Yucatan just the name of Maya? When you're like a republic or something? Uh, no, it's not. Where's Maya? Okay, here it is. Yeah, I want to release Maya because this is going to be unrecognized. We can give it the Americas. Fun fact: I tried to use Iroquois, but it's actually recognized. Also, apparently you can build two Statue of Liberties like that. I think that it will actually stack based on some knowledge I have, and that gives me some ideas. I might end up having to try a run where I stack as many Big Bens as possible because the way that it works when you have like a ton of Big Bens is you can get an insane throughput bonus. It gets exponentially better the more Big Bens you get. At 50 Big Bens, you get a maximum throughput bonus on everything of 100%. At 100 Big Bens, you literally increase your throughput bonus forever. At over 100 Big Bens, it like exponentially grows. And if you get like close to 100, then you get close to linear growth. It's a pretty interesting function, really. I got so sidetracked explaining that I forgot to actually give everything to Maya. Okay, let's annex the Maya. Please just say yes. That would be very nice of you if you could just say yes. Okay, they do just say yes. That's very nice of them. No having to fight a war for the Mayans. You can just incorporate all of this great territory, bring us up to 3.9 billion GDP now. I have destroyed the border gore of Altai, Tuva, and Manchuria. They're all dead, which is pretty good. GDP is sitting at a really good 4.68 billion, and we don't even have China incorporated yet. And like, still almost half of our pops are still not employed up yet. So yeah, we've got a long ways up. Still got lots of workforce ratio, I'm pretty sure that we can increase. Our target workforce ratio is like 50%, but our actual workforce ratio right now I think is like 33. I'm gonna go old age pension. This is mostly just for like near the very end of the run. We want to level this up, and it will help us get a huge amount of like SOL, which will help us boost up our GDP because eventually a lot of the consumer goods are like not really gonna be possible. Or I mean, a lot of like construction goods we can't really increase demand on, and what's it called? We can't really increase supply either because we're really kind of gonna run out of world resources. But consumer goods are, I think, less resource dependent. I haven't actually done like a huge amount of checking like how the math works out, but I'm pretty confident that consumer goods are significantly less resource dependent and are thus much better for this. Do furniture monopolized? Because I'm surprised to see the price at minus 40%. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna go advanced research 3 because that will save me a little bit of time on researching compression ignition. And I don't need to declare any colonial wars within the next like 3 years, right? We can just let our infamy decay a little bit. Old age pension is here. GDP is a little bit low right now because I just don't have stuff in my construction queue. It is kind of hard to fill up a 44,000 construction point queue. In fact, it's actually really hard to fill up a construction queue that has that many points. Although we do have like a lot of unemployed and peasants that we could employ. It's just like kind of hard to decide what to build. I don't know, I should probably just spam more levels of things. Yeah, we're about to incorporate China, which will make things, better. I wonder how our pop growth is in China. I know we've got a lot of unemployment there, which is probably kind of hurting pop growth, but I think it should not be too bad. Like, okay, yeah, this province is 3 million unemployed, so yeah, pop growth is only 0.5%. This state has 5 million unemployed. This state has 1.5 million, so I assume it has pretty good pop growth. Yep, only 0.95%. Wow, that's lower than even Beijing, which has way over the SOL the SOL than it should. We don't have 21 SOL. That's too much. And now we got level 1 old age pension that is costing us a decent amount in welfare payments, 2 million. But with only level 1, that's got to be just going to people who are unemployed. It should help out the unemployed a lot, to be honest. Like, if we look at the unemployed pops, they're currently SOL 3. Yeah, I think that they should be able to get up to, like, SOL 5 with the help of my welfare, because I'm basically doubling their income. I think I want to try to get technocracy. We'll give it a shot. Might fail, but I think it's worth a shot. Grant leadership to the positivist. Apparently that lowers, their stuff. Okay, well. Okay, we can negotiate with people other than trade unionists. I guess I'll give everyone else political concessions. Not ideal because I don't like these interest groups that much, but kind of need to do it. Okay, we can't do the intelligentsia or the rural folk. Um, hmm. So yeah, we're getting the production research speed bonus from this, which is kind of nice. But yeah, trying to pass technocracy gonna be a little bit tough, especially since we got that tradition of free elections on census suffrage that makes passing laws like this a little bit harder. But I'm gonna give it a shot. Um, hmm. Maybe it's better to keep the trade unions out of government, but I do kind of want to keep them in government just to make sure we keep this bonus, right? Oh, it's a lot more legitimate actually if I bring in the PB to government. Okay, well, I guess I can do this government then. Yeah, okay, that's significantly more legitimate. And that increases our success chance a ton. Okay, that helps out a lot. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Okay, I can pass dedicated police force next, that's fine. Okay, I did also want to get Romania as a subject here if possible. Um, let's try like this. Let's see. Can we get Romania as a subject? Not quite. Hmm. Okay. Well, it's fine. You can just join them anyway, probably. I think they're gonna win that anyway, I think. If they call me in, I'll have to accept, I guess, but I'm not gonna join them because, yeah, I don't think Austria can bring their army over there, right? I guess I can check if they have an army over here. Like, this, and then I hover over each of the names of the armies. South Germany HQ, Italy HQ, South Germany HQ, Italy HQ. Yeah, they don't have anything over there. Looks like, yeah, our welfare's done quite a lot. Now the SOL of unemployed pops is sitting at 8, which is, yeah, a lot better for their pop growth. We have gotten compression ignition, and this is going to be pretty huge for our economy since, yeah, oil is basically at minimum prices right now. In fact, I think it actually is at minimum price. I think this is the minimum price it can be at when you're using Monopoly. So, yeah, that's not exactly ideal. What we will be able to do now, though, is utilize all of our oil that I've been building for so long on, yeah, just like everything. Definitely gonna turn on diesel pump on all of the mines. That's gonna help out a good amount. Then we can also turn on, obviously, mass production on the automobile factories. This was nerfed from 60 automobile production to 50, but it is still really good. We could turn on diesel engines here. That is a kind of a lot of oil, though. I think I want to do electric engines instead. But maybe if we get a lot of oil that comes up now that our prices are higher, we could maybe consider that. I think I'll just try to build up a ton of power plants and run, what's it called? Electric engines. We're gonna need to build up a lot of power plants to actually run electric engines on all of our on all of our motor industries. But I'm gonna try to do it, especially with like steam turbine. I did already have it going in Beijing. So yeah, that pretty much instantly increased our GDP by like 250 million, and I expect it to increase it by a good amount more as we slowly decrease oil prices again, because I'm pretty confident that, yeah, most of our oil is like not actually getting used yet. Like, yeah, this oil is nowhere near fully employed. I think Surga is similar. Yeah, all of the oil pretty much in our country, I think, is not very employed. Looks like there are some that are kind of employed, but most are very much not employed all the way. Oh, the liberal movement is pretty mad at me passing technocracy. I think because of secret police, we might still be able to pass it before they actually manage to complete their civil war, though, because, yeah, they gain activism really slowly, I think. Only 10% per tick. So as long as we can get some good events, we should be pretty fine. Hmm. We can get minus 25% political movement activism from this. That's pretty solid. That actually might get them below 100. No, there's... Okay, yeah, that makes them only go to 80. We're back to having a pretty insane oil surplus, but I'm not going to turn on, like, diesel engines or anything, I think, because, I mean, we could turn on maybe plastics, but the thing is, I want my GDP to be, like, at least double this, I think, so, our oil demand is also probably going to get doubled, and I don't want to have to, like, turn off, stuff. Wow, 30,000 of our oil demand is just pop needs. That is, that's quite a lot. We'll start the automobile subvention so that we can get some automobiles on the world market. Make sure no one builds their own automobiles. They must all use Russian automobiles. They are the greatest automobiles in the world. There is simply no debating this objective fact. Well, in reality, there is for now, but there will not be in a couple of years once we get our hands on the Ford Motor Company, which I guess we do have to wait another 7 years for. Technocracy has successfully passed. That's pretty good. I guess I need to, hmm, radical movement, or I mean, trade unions are not at 20% clout anymore. We should try to make the radical movement stop civil warring us, so I guess that means like fake passing census suffrage or something. That should make the movement stop being quite so mad, and then we can change our government to something else. Oh, right. We're gonna have some problems getting Georgy Plekhanov back in charge. Or, oh wait, Georgy Plekhanov actually died. Okay. Or I guess he got replaced, maybe because he wasn't the leader of our country for long enough. Because I think only your leader is really immune from just deciding he wants to retire randomly. Yeah, we definitely want to get these guys up to 20% clout again. I guess we don't really need cautious at this point, because we don't really have much to conquer. This is a bit of a problem that the industrialists are by far our biggest interest group. I guess it's kind of fine as long as we can get the trade unions back up to 20% clout. I'm going to try to do that real quick by hiring generals, because now the generals should actually do a lot more now that we, what's it called? I'm trying to think. Now that we don't have voting, which I think, like, all the clout from voting, I don't think gets affected by generals. I'm going to replace advanced research back with the colonial offices. Is there any way we could get, like, a cautious industrialist to be our leader? Let's see. No. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go invade all these Himalayan countries then, so we can clean up the borders a little bit. We got the trade unions to 20% clout, so yeah, now we are getting these effects. 20%, I mean 10% workforce ratio is very good to have, helping us with clearing out our dependents. Still have 854 million dependents, but I mean our population keeps growing, our dependent number is staying pretty stagnant, so that's a good sign that our workforce ratio is rising, I think. We look here, workforce ratio, yeah, 39.2%. That is pretty good. I'm gonna buy Bukovina from Austria. It's unfortunate that they didn't end up going down to minor power so we could subjugate them this game, but it's fine. We take all of their land in the east from them. Also very unfortunate that the Ottomans got recognition and it ended up being pretty strong this game because it's always nice to get their oil, but I guess we already have so much oil, you know. I think our oil price is like basically zero right now. Yeah, minus 60%. And I think still not all of our oil rigs are employed right now. So like, yeah, we could have a ton more oil probably. I should probably use at least some more oil PMs to be honest. Yeah, like diesel trains, that's probably worth using. That'll help boost up my oil demand a little bit. Level 2 Social Security has increased my SOL a lot. Yeah, our pop growth is still surprisingly high even though our SOL is 19 and we're on like women's suffrage. I guess it's because there's probably a bunch of pops in China that are having really... I guess at 18 SOL or so, you still have really good pop growth, but yeah, as you get higher SOL, pop growth does start to fall off, I think. Unless they changed things. Did they, like, change things to make higher SOL not quite as bad? Can we look at a 25 SOL pop? Because I feel like I've been seeing a lot of this stuff where, like, high SOL is increasing pop growth when I feel like it shouldn't be. Well, that's normal. Let's take a look at a 25 SOL pop. Because I feel like I've been seeing some stuff that I would not expect. No, like 25 SOL. Okay, yeah, that is normal. Interesting. Since there's like no more important text left, I'm gonna go down to level 1 education, or maybe level 2. I want to make sure we don't like have our qualifications die, but like we don't need this. We don't need to spend this bureaucracy, and it'll give us slightly more pop growth, right? So I think it's kind of worth it. I'm gonna conquer Emilia. The reason I'm conquering this is so that we can grant stay between Spain and the rest of our stuff. Because right now there's like a little bit of a divide. Actually, I guess there's a divide with like Obstreich, Schlesien as well. Unless we give it all to Poland. Yeah, if we give it all to Poland, it should be fine. But I'm gonna conquer this to solve the divide. It does cost a lot of infamy though, but it's worth it to get rid of this divide. I'm like nearly a decade ahead of my last Russia run, which I'm really surprised by because I feel like there has been so few economic buffs since then. I feel like most things have been economic nerfs. Like the 15-year incorporation instead of 5-year is like probably the most significant nerf I can think of. But I do feel like everything has been nerfed, but I guess maybe like SOL being more consistently lower is kind of better, but it's not that much like consistently lower. Like Kharkov is still sitting at 28 SOL, which is a lot. So yeah, I don't know why I I guess I'm just like gotten a better player, but I wouldn't have thought I would got this much better. Like a decade ahead is just so good in terms of Victoria 3 like scales. That's like it's only like 12% faster growth, but like 12% faster growth is like a lot. I mean, to be fair, like that run didn't have it had India like explode, which is pretty bad, but like even if we exclude our GDP in India, we're still easily very far ahead. And, obviously India exploding is not as bad as losing all of your GDP in India randomly. I think I want to go for houseware plastics. I think this is going to be a pretty good source of oil usage. 20 times 4,000. That's like yeah, this is going to solve all of our oil demand, I think. Let's see. Yeah, oil demand is now pretty much equal to supply. I think supply should go up again though, because like we have a lot of potentials that I think are not really translating into production right now. Um, hmm. I guess some of this is just that the buildings aren't actually built, but some of this is states like Texas where they're built, but they're just not employed yet. What like Surgut has Surgut got employed yet? No, it still hasn't. So we got lots of employment we can do to our oil to fix the prices. I think houseware plastics is going to be worth it. It does kind of crash the price of glass temporarily, though. Could maybe just build up some more stuff to help out with that, though. I don't know, maybe I should go like efficient canning practices. I'll use a little bit of glass. Apparently this is killing my economy. Oh, I do not have enough meat for this. Okay. Hmm. I have like so much money that's going into the investment pool. 3.5 billion is in the investment pool right now. So I'm kind of considering going like cooperative ownership. I think we're gonna have to go cooperative ownership to like maximize demand because so much money is getting wasted in the investment pool. By the way, the reason I've just been passing random laws all the time is I'm trying to keep the trade unions above 10 approval. Yeah, we're currently just barely keeping them above 10 because I want to keep that workforce ratio, of course. I have like a little bit of a shortage of rubber, so I'm actually gonna like turn back some of my PMs from using machine steel tools to regular steel tools just because yeah, we like need to have a little bit more rubber. This should help out with the rubber a little bit. Of course, what else will help out with our rubber is making Ford. We do have a wood company temporarily in this slot, but I didn't like give it a rubber monopoly or anything, so it barely owns any of our rubber, I'm pretty sure. I think now is a good time to swap over from protected speech to Council Republic. Yeah, I want to go communist because we got way too much money in our investment pool, and cooperative ownership requires Council Republic. So it seems like the only reasonable thing to do is to go Council Republic. Hmm. We really don't want this corporatist, Alexander Konolov. Is this a general or something? Let's see. Alexander Konolov. Looking through here. I do not see that. Hmm. Doesn't tell me what kind of person they are. I guess we know they're not a character that already exists. Hmm. We really don't want a corporatist. Hmm. Okay, let's just. I guess it'll be better than a positivist. Let's just resign. Yeah, we get the corporatist. Unfortunately, 63% stall here is not great. I think I'll replace colonial offices with a creative legislature to make the success chance on this a little bit better. Oh wow, the radical movement hates this a lot more than I expected. Hmm. Okay, yeah, that's actually really bad. Wow. Radical movement really doesn't like Council Republic? Okay. Hmm. what can we do about this? I don't have law enforcement, do I? Yeah, I don't have law enforcement, so this is actually going to be kind of hard to deal with. Hmm. Well, I guess I'm going to try to suppress this movement. I would like to get some authority, though. Let's remove this consumption tax. Because, yeah, I want to have some authority for enactment time, which is, yeah, we really need enactment time, so we can hopefully pass Council Republic faster than, they can start this rev. I mean, it's possible we just beat this revolution. It has, like, a lot of our good states, though, so I would very much prefer to not do that. I'm going to go down to high taxes so that we get over 50 legitimacy, because that will make law passing significantly faster. I got an event for minus 25%, but it's apparently not enough to get the radical movement out of 100%. That's kind of crazy. That means they're getting plus 200% in total between these things? That's surprising. Really? Wow. Average intelligentsia demand to be like, build 15,000 universities. That's kind of insane. The radical movement just got under 100. This reminds me that I can go create a legislature too, and lower it even more. Yeah. Get this confusion and delay thing. This will give us minus 25% enactment time. Oh, Britain's invading India and we didn't defend them. This seems like a great opportunity to just annex India because they're gonna go free. So yeah, we're gonna annex them because their capital had a lot of GDP. Yeah, they go free, but like they're gonna get annexed, so like it doesn't matter at all. But yeah, we can stop suppressing this movement, just get a bunch of authority, because I want to run Council Republic as fast as possible. And I'm getting minus 23% enactment time? Or actually I'm getting minus 12%, because I guess there's some source of authority I have that's actually fake. I don't know which one it is. It's clearly pretty significant, though. What could I, do to make things a little bit better? I could like remove the monopoly on iron because yeah, iron is like pretty demanded anyway. Yeah, we don't need a monopoly on iron. We can remove that. And then just like set those on privatization. Okay, that gives me a little bit better authority. Now I'm running okay, yeah, now I'm running minus 25% enactment time, so that's good. Is there any way I could get enough legitimacy to run negative 90%? I could, but it would require low taxes plus kicking the industrialists out of government. I mean, kicking the trade unions out of government. Is that worth it? Maybe. Um, hmm. I mean, I really like the idea of good old negative, what's it called? Negative 75% enactment time. So I think I'm gonna run with it. It does, oh, no, these odds are actually kind of bad though. Okay, yeah, but we actually can't do it. Yeah, if we could have a little bit more legitimacy, we could do that, but we just don't quite have enough legitimacy to do this, unfortunately. Or maybe if we get some events that give us more success chance, then we can do it. Negative 15% enactment chance plus 15% enactment success chance. Okay, we know what that means. That means we have to just roll with this and see what we get. Because 20-day enactment ticks, I mean, what are we gonna get? I don't know. But there's a decent chance it's good. Wow, we got a stall that's good? What? There's no way. I got more success chance from a stall? Well, apparently, we don't have enough legitimacy even with very low taxes anymore. I guess I'll go back up to high taxes and we run this government so that we have a basically 100% chance of getting. Oh, actually, yeah, let's just go to medium taxes so that we don't have plus enactment time. Yeah, okay, that's good. Pass Council Republic basically guaranteed here, and then we can start working our way towards cooperative ownership. I think Michigan's getting kind of close to incorporating. Yeah, only 12 months remain. Okay, well, there's Council Republic. Now we're the USSR, 6 years early. But anyways, now it's time for the real pass. Cooperative ownership. Yeah, we'll give them political concessions. PB, what do you want to do? Um, Political concessions. Okay, intelligentsia. No, I'm not building 41,000 government administrations. Are you insane? gonna start leveling up welfare to level 5 because I think it's time to start going for the end. Yeah, we have like 100 million more pops left to employ up, but like we're starting to run, shortages of rubber. Could probably turn off more machine steel tool PMs, but yeah, we need to start getting ready for the infinite demand of cooperative ownership plus level 5 welfare. That's gonna cause our balance to go to like negative infinity and our GDP to go to like infinity, hopefully. Cooperative ownership is gonna be super nice. Getting rid of all of this investment pool nonsense, giving us yeah, 75% company workforce dividends. I think I might have gotten 3 in a row cooperative ownership successes. Okay, well, yeah, that's gonna be pretty nice. We'll see. I have a feeling the game is not gonna run very well over the next couple of Mondays. Yeah, we'll see. I think all of the reinvestment should be gone now, pretty much. We'll see what it says on the next Monday tick, because this should not be adding up anymore, right? Or I guess government buildings are making up the difference now. Yeah, government buildings are making up a huge amount of this now. Okay, I guess I need to just put like everything on privatize to fix things then. Just try to privatize everything. Our investment pool has so much money. Actually, I don't know if it can privatize things if it's at the 1,000 building cap, but we're just gonna hope that it can. I think it'll just spend like $1 gazillion to privatize everything in the world. I remember seeing sulfur on there. Sulfur should be owned by a company monopoly. Oh, I forgot to give monopolies to explosive company. Okay, we can almost incorporate Michigan. Yeah, we'll see what happens if we can get like a huge amount of privatization happening or what. Okay, looks like it's privatizing a decent amount. I don't know how much though. Is it privatizing like nothing? Okay, went through a little bit of stuff, but like not a huge amount. Hmm. It's slowly privatizing. Yeah, it's spending like a little bit of money. Anyways, Michigan. Okay, still not quite incorporated. It's so close. 6 days left till Michigan incorporates. Okay, there we go. Michigan is incorporated. That means we can now remove generic forestries that we just got from annexing someone and replace it with the greatest company ever. Ford Motor Company. I did pre-build the motor industries so that we can do this. Very good. Ford Motor. Give that a industry trader on rubber. Very good. Yeah. We're gonna need to hope that our demand goes up. I think the demand on like everything should go up over time as everyone's wages go or everyone's SOL goes through the roof. Yeah, all these pops have so much money to spend. I'm sure it's not just those pops. If you look at a pop in an iron mine, so much money that they can be spending. So this should create tons of demand. I am gonna go, I think, fully on steel tools, and then maybe manually put a couple of these on machine steel tools. I don't know. We really cannot afford very much rubber right now. Yeah, we really do not have a whole lot of rubber. This puts us at yeah, plus 51% price. I think it's time to remove the food company. We've got a good enough amount of pops. I don't even know if we're gonna employ them all, to be honest. Instead, we need our 7th company to be the wood, or sorry, yeah, the paper company. So we can get paper as well as logging camps like that, which is going to be very nice because yeah, we do not have as much wood as we would like, and paper is always good to have a company on, I think. Although usually I don't end up getting one. I think it's a pretty solid company. Here we are at 10 billion GDP, and we still have a lot of climbing to do, I think. Over the last 2.5 months, I've been gaining 100 million GDP every week, pretty much. So now I'm at 11 billion. This is pretty ridiculous. Like every single week, I just go up more GDP. I think it's gonna stop pretty soon as our SOL reaches a peak, but still, as Social Security levels up, it's gonna be able to go up more. Okay, yeah, now it's only like 60 million a week, but 60 million a week is still absurd growth. Like I'm gonna get like 2 billion in a year, probably more than that even. I don't know. Depends on how long it takes for this to start slowing down a ton. Here we are at 12 billion GDP now, just another, what, like 5 months later. I'm gonna put cars on a maximum subvention because, I want to get that car revenue going. We are running a little bit of a deficit finally, but really not a very big one when you consider that our investment pool is still privatizing stuff. Yeah, we're really not in that big of a deficit right now. I wonder if we can reach 20 billion GDP. I don't know. The game is running so slowly, but it seems kind of doable. Unfortunately, my GDP did not really grow very much this year, but we did just get level 4 welfare. I think, yeah, 48 more weeks till level 5 welfare. At that point, we can just, like, lower taxes, raise gov wages, and see quite how high we can get GDP with, like, maxing out demand. I think it is time to start lowering taxes and stuff. Yes, we're getting into the end times. I did build up a bunch of construction. The game is running so incredibly slowly. But yeah, we're only 15 weeks away from max social security. Do have quite a few rebellions we need to deal with before we can annex our subjects, but that is something I want to do. I think 15 billion GDP is what I'm going to end up hitting, roughly. Welfare 5. That's going to mean like most of our pops are on welfare now because you have to be making 150% of the average in order to not be on welfare. So that's going to help our SOL go really high. Yeah, currently we're sitting at 27 SOL. I imagine that's going to go up even more. And check a laborer pop. They're actually not gaining that much. Apparently this pop is making enough money that they are not receiving the, what's it called, bonus from that. Interesting. You could try to go workers' protections, but I don't think that would really help that much. I assume that we must have some pops that are getting affected by this, right? 31 SOL laborers? That's kind of ridiculous. Well, this pop's about to go up another SOL level. Yeah, we'll see what SOL we end up reaching. Probably not going to end up reaching 30 SOL, but we are going to reach some pretty good SOLs. We are having a little bit of a shortage of rubber, even though I have like max subvention and I'm really trying to avoid using rubber PMs. I guess I can turn off some of my tool workshops. Yeah, I can turn off more tooling workshops. I could turn off all the tooling workshops, I guess. I guess that's what I'll do. That'll get rid of our rubber shortage. I guess it's time to do the Grant State stuff. We do need to abandon Juna God. We can maybe go back to them if I remember it. But yeah, I'm gonna reduce everyone's autonomy and then annex everything. Start out by reducing Prussia's autonomy, then I'll do Spain. Just gonna try to do like the hardest countries first. I'm gonna try my best to not have to give up any of my territory because then we will not be able to incorporate it. Or I mean, it will be unincorporated. I just did Netherlands. Now I'm doing Spain. I guess. Emilia. Yeah, that's something I'm fine to give away because I need that in order to combine or to like connect everything. I need to use that, and then I guess also Venetia. Venetia is kind of a lot to have to lose, but we have to lose it. Yeah. Think I have to wait a tick for this crown land to convert into a puppet, or is it just not going to? Does that only happen right as you swap over to being a republic? Hmm. Okay, I guess we can't actually annex Norway. Hmm. Okay, that's unfortunate. I mean, we could annex Norway directly, but we can't annex them using other people. So I guess we just annex Poland then. 580 million GDP. That's kind of less than I expected, to be honest. Hmm. Wait, what? I didn't give everything? Um. Hmm. We're still missing one state over there. I think Dalmatia? No, that's not the state I thought we were missing. Banat. There it is. 600 million GDP? Yeah, we lost some of it to Norway, but not as much as I thought. Yeah, I thought we were gonna get a bit more than this from this, but okay, whatever. I forgot about Romania and Egypt. Um, Egypt is probably one we want to try to reduce autonomy first. Yeah, gonna get both of these guys reduced because they got quite a lot of GDP that we can take from them. Romania, we can take Wallachia from them, which is their objectively superior state. And then, yes, Transylvania should pretty easily get Romania to puppet. We need to give them all of Transylvania, but yeah, there's Romania puppeted. And now I can give everything back to Poland. Well, it's time to annex Poland. Just quickly give them like a Soviet neutral coast. Oh, that makes them loyal. Okay, good. That should be the annexation of Poland. Yes, indeed. Very nice. Now we can start incorporating all of this. Of course, it's going to be really hard to actually finish incorporating it, but yeah, we're almost at 15 billion GDP now. I think I'm going to play this out till like January 1st, 1917. I'm just going to queue up a bunch of railways here in Soviet Trucial Coast because this is the simplest way to make sure our construction queue stays full. Of course, if I was going to play further, then it'd probably be better to actually queue up real buildings. But I'm just going to do this to inflate demand. And we're going to see what we end up with as our GDP. I think it's going to be a little bit over 15 billion. We shall see. I guess I can make sure PMs are all set up correctly in the new territory. I think that they should be fine. Yeah, that should be plenty of railways. Apparently I'm producing less iron by enabling this, which I don't really understand, but okay, sure game. I don't believe it. Yeah, I'm gonna turn on diesel pump on all my mines. Uh, I don't know if there's any other PMs that are really important for me to get right. I could just reset production methods, but I think that would kind of fire some people from their jobs, and I don't want to do that. Okay, we are, I think probably just one more Monday take away from 15 billion GDP. Let's see what happens on this fateful Monday tick, November 21st, 1916. We do indeed hit 15.00 billion in exactly. Well, here we are at where I'm going to be ending out this run. 19 years left in the campaign. But yeah, this is really good. We ended up with like 4 billion GDP more than last time I played Russia, and we're like 8 years faster to reaching that. So, like over a decade better, which yeah, I'm very happy with. SOL managed to be pretty good this run, of course. Of course, this is completely an unsustainable budget, but like if we went high taxes or very high taxes, low gov wages, probably we just have to lower welfare, to be honest. We could easily run a positive balance if we just lowered welfare, really. But yeah, I guess there's a couple things I want to look at before we end off this run. Like companies, we can see all the profits for our companies are going to be relatively low, and this is because the profits are actually like a fourth of what they would normally be because 75% of them are going to the workforce. I can show that real quick. If we look here in the Beijing thing, you can see like workforce dividends is so much more than dividends to other buildings, and that's why. Is there anything else that I need to show? Oh yeah, I wanted to. Did I show this? Yes, you can see all the companies we have are using here. I wanted to show the culture map mode because I saw we had some interesting stuff happening in the culture map mode. You know, Japanese Vitebsk, Han Arkhangelsk, Japanese East Karelia, Punjabi Kola. Surgut did manage to stay Russian, even though we were encouraging a lot of migration there. Han Uralsk by like so much. Wow, that is so Han. Kharkov managed to stay Ukrainian, which is kind of surprising. Um, all of China is Han. Mongolia has been converted to Han, except half of it's Min. Yeah, Manchuria's looking pretty normal. Didn't end up conquering Korea this game, or Vietnam or anything. We do technically have this little country here that I didn't annex in India, but we're not going to worry about that. That's not a real country, is it? It's fake. Um, oh yeah, Hungarian got pretty big. Guess because we let them be our personal union for a very long time. Polish is surprisingly big too. I don't know why actually. Maybe this is normal size of Polish. Maybe I'm just crazy actually. Yeah, actually I think Polish got smaller than normal. Is there anything else interesting here? Oh wow, that's big Turkish. Wow, Turkish took over all of Bulgaria. I guess they're using like promote national values or something? No, they're not. Maybe they were at some point. They must have been, I feel like. Guess we can also take a look at the religion map mode, or we have some more Han people down there. Uh, yeah, let's take a look at religions now. Mostly Orthodox, of course. Didn't decide to go stay atheism this game. Uralsk is Confucian, but not by as much as it was like Han. Yeah, because like Han is split between Confucian and Mahayana, and the other ones are more unified. We got one Hindu state over here, Volhynia, as well as I guess Cheboksary and some states in the Urals. Um, hmm. I guess we can also take a look at the GDP, the top GDP states. Beijing is our only state that has reached over half a billion GDP. I do think it's possible to reach many billions in a single state if you do really try to concentrate the GDP, but yeah, half a billion is pretty solid for our single state. And yeah, we should look at SOL just to see where's our highest SOL. I know Kharkov is like a decent contender, I would think. Let's see though. Dzungaria is number one with 34.9 SOL. Baku at 34.6. Michigan at 34.6. We have many pages worth of states over 30 SOL. Yeah, 30 is like where it starts falling off really slowly at this point. Where's the first non-state by us? Let's see. It's Iceland by Norway. At 30.3. We are the number one SOL country in the world by point 0.1. This is what the country rankings look like. We can see we're like 17 times the prestige of Britain, which is, kind of embarrassing because we got like 100 times their GDP. So, yeah, prestige is kind of terrible. But, it is what it is. But yeah, that's the end of the run. So, goodbye.